Well, howdy, partners. I'm Sheriff Hardleg Joe, if you didn't know. And word round these parts is the only way to get yourself to the top of the Master Duel ladder is with a dang old Fiendsmith pile. A damn shame. But I reckon we'll have to play the smith ourselves if we want to do more living than dying. But that don't mean we have to play no yellow-bellied meta deck. We can roll into town with some true Wild West gunslingers. Magical Musketeers are the rootinest, tootinest, snake in my bootinest deck this side of the OCG. A true rogue deck, made of literal rogues, vicious outlaws with big irons on their hip and nothing else to lose. They're past their prime for sure. Some folks say we ought to put 'em out to pasture. But I reckon we can get the gang together for one last hurrah. Will the Magical Musketeers be my huckleberry, or will they ride off into the sunset empty-handed? There's only one way to find out, so grab yourself a snack, lean on back, and draw. And welcome back to Ladder Climb. As the intro said, we are indeed playing Magical Muskets, and despite what the intro may have said, we are not playing Fiendsmith, at least not to start. I mean, we'll add it in eventually. You'd be a fool not to play the strongest engine in the game, especially when it has so much synergy with the deck you're playing. But I am genuinely curious how well a deck this old can do in the modern game. Like, obviously we're not making it to Master 1 with this, but can it make it into Diamond 4? Diamond 3? Can it even win a game? I want to find out. Plus, it gives us a good opportunity to learn the Magical Musket half of the deck before we add in the Fiendsmith engine. So if you have no idea how this works, I'll go ahead and give you the Magical Musket 101. If you already know or you don't care, there's time codes down below. You can go ahead and skip to the first duel and see how this turns out. Alright, for everyone still here, Magical Muskets is a very simple deck. You can break the entire archetype into two kinds of cards. You got your bullets and your guns. Your bullets are all spells and traps with very simple effects. Desperado says target one face-up card on the field, destroy it. Dancing Needle, target 3 cards in the graveyard, banish them. Last Stand, negate a spell trap. Crooked Crown, summon a magical musket from your hand. Cross Dominator, target a monster, negate its effects, its attack becomes 0. These are all hard once per turns, which is why we play most of them at 1, and they can all only be activated if you control a Magical Musket monster. The monsters are your guns, and they all share a very similar effect. They say during either player's turn, you can activate Magical Musket spell traps from your hand. So it turns all of your bullets into hand traps. Furthermore, all the guns say, if a spell trap card is activated in this card's column, you can do a thing. Caspar lets you add another bullet from your deck to your hand. Starfire summons another gun from the deck. Doc adds a bullet from your graveyard. Calamity summons a gun from your graveyard. And Wild can take 3 muskets of any type in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, and then draw 1 card. Yes, you do get to draw 1 card. So he's a bit of recycling. So thematically, it's pretty neat. All of your guns allow you to shoot the bullets during either player's turn, and if you shoot through one of your guns, then it gets some kind of magical effect. Kind of like it's a magical musket or something. Overall, this makes for a pretty neat control engine that worked really well in old school style Yu-Gi-Oh! And is a bit outdated, except for 1 card, their newest card, and possibly one of the most broken pieces of support ever printed for any archetype. Magical Musketeer Max is a Link 1 that can be made with any level 8 or lower magical musket monster, which essentially means any monster except himself. There are no level 9 or higher, there are no Ixies, it's just him. And if this card is Link summoned, you can activate one of these effects. Either add magical musket spell traps from your deck to your hand up to the number of monsters your opponent controls, or special summon magical musket monsters with different names from your deck up to the number of spell traps your opponent controls. So basically, if you're going second, and they have 3 spell traps, you get to summon 3 monsters. If they have 3 monsters, you get to add 3 bullets from your deck to your hand. It searches or summons equal to how far your opponent has extended, making it really good at breaking through boards when you're going second. Assuming that this can resolve. This thing has been out long enough and has hurt enough people that most duelists know not to let Max resolve if they can help it. Which is why we have Link into the Brains, which is not necessarily a Magical Musketeer card, but it might as well be. This says, special summon 1 monster from your hand, negate its effects, then immediately Link summon a Link monster using it and any other cards you control. This Link summon cannot be negated, and your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when a monster is Link summoned this way. If you have Link into the Brains and any Magical Musketeer card, you get Max, and they cannot negate its effects. Very, very powerful, so much so that people may try to negate this. But spell trap negation is at a premium these days, and it can easily be baited out with some other very strong spell traps. That's why we're playing things like Vesper Gearsu and Metaltronus. These are a little complicated, I'll explain them in the duels. All you need to know is that they're essentially must-negate spell traps. If your opponent doesn't negate them, they're going to get negated. They're kind of like Dark Ruler No More, which is also something we could play at 3 if we wanted to, but instead we're just going to search it off of Triple Tactics Thrust, along with Talent. You can also search Vrains with Thrust, you can search Tract with Thrust. This is the one Fiendsmith card we're playing, and only because it's not really a Fiendsmith card in this. It's add a Light Fiend from your deck to your hand, then discard 1 card. The other tech's not important for now. All you need to know is that all the Magical Musketeers are Light Fiends. That's why they fit with the Fiendsmith so well, and that's why we can play Tract at 3. Not only does this search any card in the archetype, but it's also something that we can activate behind a Magical Musket to try to bait out an effect before we go into Max or before we go into Link into the Vrains. And if we already have cards, we still have the Lurie here, we can add this, discard it, and then we make Link plays. The only other non-Musketeer stuff we're playing is a very small Unchained engine. It does this little combo, you'll see, we'll get to it when we get to it. And if it wasn't clear yet, this is a blind second build. That's why we're very low on hand traps. Instead of preventing our opponent from building a board, we want them to build a board. The bigger board they have, the easier it is for us to extend into it and make an even bigger board in response. So we're just playing Max C and the Molt Charmies. We're trying to get a bunch of cards while they do stuff, hoping that if we get all of these board-breaking tools, they won't possibly be able to stop them all. Will it actually work out? Will we be able to extend enough with just the Musketeers on their own without having Fiendsmith? Hard to say, hard to leg, but the only way to find out for sure is to jump onto the ladder and get things done. Or see if we can get things done. Something, I don't know, editor, make it funny. Standard, Season 39 has begun. We lost the coin toss? No problem. We want to go second. We're like those Tenpai decks, except unlike those Tenpai decks, we work on an entirely different strategy. We're not trying to destroy our opponent's entire board. We want them to build a board, and then we hit it with Dark Ruler. Likewise, that's why we're not playing Molt Charmy in the standby phase. We don't want them to skip their turn. We want them to summon something, and then we get the draw off of it. As someone says in the chat, unlike Tenpai, we're bad. We're not a tiered deck in the slightest. One draw. I hate that they have this card that just burns you for 1500. Shit's crazy. Hello, Diabell. I don't get to draw off you because you were summoned from the hand. End phase. Alright, let's look at what we got. We got an Illusion Fusion. We got a Diabell. This is not great for Metaltronus, and we drew 2 of them. Fuck. Fuck, shit, fuck. Oh, come on! Well, I mean, that's the thing. It doesn't matter whether we're playing the Fiendsmith version or the Magical Musket version. Anti-spell fragrance cooks us. Our whole deck is about activating spells from the hand. Our entire hand is mostly spells, so if they draw the one of anti-spell fragrance, the game is over. Congratulations. Alright. We got 2 monsters with Into the Brains, Triple Tactics Talents, and Vesper Gearsu. Versus an opponent who's doing something. Hopefully we'll actually be able to play, so... To the people watching on YouTube, they're like, wow, you did 5 duels already? Yeah. The 2 we won were people instantly surrendering when we picked Go second. I assumed that they thought we were Tenpai and just didn't want to deal with it. And then the 3 we lost were to, like, Anti-Spell Fragrance, Nibiru, and being forced to go first against Tenpai. And not having anything we could do against it. So, it's been a strange one. It's been a weird one. I'm wondering if we should add to the brick counter. So far, I mean, we had that brick going first, but we weren't really designed to go first. I'll let the people in chat. If you don't know, I do record these live on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Hardleg Gaming. Tell your friends. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm on here, running my way up the ladder. So chat, should I count that as a brick? Let me know. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you're like, I would like to let you know, I would like to weigh in, come down to Twitch. It'll be a fun time. Is that it? Come on, buddy. You could do better than that. Unfortunately, having a single monster doesn't do much against Vesper Gearsu. This is something where, like, they really have to have 2 or more monsters in order for it to have a big effect. So here's what we're gonna do. We're going to normal summon this, and we're gonna activate Into the Brains behind her. If they want to negate that with this, they can, but then they've used their negate, and she can still activate her effect to summon from the deck, unless they have a negate for this and a negate for her. And even if they do, we can still activate Max, plus we have Triple Tactic Thrust. Alright, they're letting it go through. Hello there, nice to meet you. Let's go ahead for Max. Maximum over Musket. And then I think if I do this right, they can't negate either. So we'll do Chain Link 1 Starfire, Chain Link 2 Max. And because we're already going to get a monster and we need spell traps, let's add a spell trap. It's just going to be 1. Let's just go with Desperado. So we get the Desperado. We summon the Caspar from the deck. It has to be in defense position, unfortunately. The poll has finished on Discord. They said no, it doesn't count as a brick. Drollin Lock? That's unfortunate. I would really like to have searched some stuff. Yeah, I was really hoping to get the Caspar. I think we still do this. Just to get in for more damage. Yeah, to bait out the 1 negate they might have. So let's just pop you. Of course you tribute to negate, why wouldn't you? Let's go ahead and get in for 2300 damage. I like damage. Oh, don't tell me you play Yubel. Was this a Yubel deck all along? No. Evenly matched? No, doesn't look like it. Okay. Yeah, I think we want to SP. Just to get rid of whatever that back row might be. And give us a little bit more disruption. Because Max ain't doing anything. We already attacked. Plus now if they do have Nibiru, we can at least tag out. Get rid of this shit. Whatever it is, you lost your chance to use it. Super Poly! Interesting. Okay, and then we're going to Triple Tactics Thrust. We can't add because of the Drollin Lock, but we can set a trap. Alright, we got our first win! And yeah, so I can set one of the Magical Musketeer traps behind Caspar. Then during the opponent's turn, we can activate it to disrupt them one way. Caspar will search us another trap, so we'll have a second piece of disruption. plus the SP, so we can banish something when they try to combo, and we still have Vesper Girsu if they get to anything, because this is a quick effect, or a quick spell, quick play spell, so we could set it and activate it on the opponent's turn. So there you go. I mean, they kind of bricked, considering all they made was the one negate and passed, but at least we showed what this deck can theoretically do. We won a real duel, as someone is saying in chat. Alright, we are choosing to go second. Will they surrender to what they think is Tenpai? Will they assume that we have 10 pies and give up? Only time will tell. Also, at the suggestion of chat, we have changed our thing from bricks to jams. Our guns jam when we don't have a right hand. Fortunately, pretty much any magical musketeer is like a combo, especially if we've got any kind of spell we can activate. Really, the thing you worry about when you play magical musketeers is opening all musketeers and no bullets, or all bullets and no guns. If you get either of those, you're in for a spot of bother. What did they just send off of Deception? General Ryo of the Ice Barrier. So, you know, Ice Barrier Azamina. Stranger things have happened. Everyone's jamming engines into decks. We've got Triple Tactics Thrust, so if we can bait out one negate, then we can activate Thrust, get into the Vrains, and get all the things. Lancia, Ancestral... Lancia, but no, not that one. The other one. The Ice Barrier one. Couldn't think of another name for a dragon. I'll say, okay, so they've got Book of Moon, they've got an Omni Negate, and they've got this thing. Okay. So we start with Starfire. We activate... What was this? Cross Domination. Let's negate this, shall we? They're gonna negate that. Do we summon? Because then they'd get to summon. And we don't really want them to summon, plus they can flip it face down anyway. So I'm just not gonna activate that effect. Instead, I'm going to Triple Tactics Thrust. Yeah, let's go into the Vrains. I am curious how this will work out. Let's activate it. Into the Vrains! Surprise. Another surprise. Let's see, do we want 3 spell traps? Yeah, I think we do, because we can extend with Starfire. Because we didn't use her effect first. So let's get Desperado, Last Stand, and Crooked Crown. It's high noon. Yeah, so we want to destroy this, even if it gets us the other thing, or even if it lets them summon something else. Let's go ahead, Desperado, kill Lancia. Bang, bang, I shot you down. Bang, bang, you hit the ground. Bang, bang, we're gonna get Trishalud. Yep, that's unfortunate. Let's get Caspar. When you can. They have missed the timing! Alright, let's... Crooked Crown. Use the effect. We can special summon from our hand. Let's go for Wild Bill. Caspar effect. Search a card. I think we just want a second one of these. Oh no, a second one of these would probably be better. Yeah. Not again! Well, at least it clears their field too, chat. And we gonna get a big token. Biggest one. Rock beats bullet every time. Yup. That's so unfortunate. And now all my back row is dead, yeah. Except for Crooked Crown, but I need to have a monster. If I'd known this, I would have grabbed another monster. Then I could have summoned it now and had all these been online. You know, I spent most of last month when I was playing Melodious, and there were all these people in chat like, You need to switch up your combos. No one's playing Nibiru, it's at 1. You can't live in fear of Nibiru. You should go for full combo instead of playing underneath it. And so far, I have played 7 duels and been hit by Nibiru twice. I can't believe things have changed that much in a week. I must just be getting extremely unlucky. Coral Dragon, that outs the token. Or not. Pack Bit, I guess that's another way. Okay, this can't be targeted. Remember it always, chat. Interesting, it puts it into their back row. Place it in its owner's spell trap zone. I guess they're the owner because they made the token? It's their token, I guess so. Alright, I need a tract. Metaltronus works, I think. No, I can't activate it. This is target a non-token monster your opponent controls. Summon a monster from your deck or extra deck that has 2 or more of the same type, attribute, or attack, but negate its effects. And if you do, negate the targeted monster's effects. So basically, if they have a Light Fiend on the field, I can negate it by summoning a Light Fiend out of the deck. And then I can just turn it into max instantly. My only hope is that they summon something that might work with this. Even if the Magical Musketeer is negated, this will I'll still be able to activate all of these. So I might have a chance. Unless they just go to attack, yeah. Vesper Gearsu wouldn't have got us, and I mean, that's the thing with we play these board breakers that don't get rid of their monsters. Really sucks when you're in a simplified game state. I play very few monsters. Okay, I must know. Was that their only Nibiru? Did I get hit with the one of again? No. No, they played 2 Nibirus! You gotta be you know, because the third one will brick you. Call me the Goof Troop, we'll always be together. And we're the Goof Troop, best of friends forever. Now we go forever the fun, doing everything in one. There's the Goof Troop, shoobity-bop-bop-a-doo-wop. Wow. How many people here are familiar with the Goof Troop? How many goofsters we got out there? Oh, hello. Yeah. Only 38%, eh? 1. Unfortunately, Vesper Gearsu does almost nothing against, whatchamacallit, Sky Strikers. This is something to punish your opponent for having multiple monsters. If they're another Spell Trap related deck, it don't do a whole lot. Draw number 2! The same thing with we got Dark Ruler no more, and Vesper Gearsu, and Triple Tactics Talents against the Spell Trap deck. Oh, hello, Lurie. I mean, I guess that works. Because now we can tract for something useful. Let's tract it up, baby. You're gonna be my biggest detractor. Smile. We want to go for Starfire. And then we can discard Lurie. And then Lurie is mandatory. He says hello. Free monster, yay! You didn't have anything? Nothing at all? I promise I wasn't gonna do Fiendsmith combo. I don't even have any of the Fiendsmith monsters. Well, that was easy. Yeah. That's like every duel we win is like our opponent thinks we're on Fiendsmith and they surrender. I don't... Either that or they see we're going second and they think we're on Tenpai. It's been a strange day. We've got a 50% win rate based on fear alone. And then we make the surrender button. Howdy, howdy. We're gonna activate this. We're gonna put you back into the extra deck so we don't have to worry about that pop. And then we're gonna attack into this. They can move us both to the back rows, but that activates a monster. Oh. during the main phase only. Damn it. Okay, so I am dumb as hell. Do not listen to me or watch me. There's people in the chat. No, Joe, it's in the battle phase.
Moments later.
Oh yeah, we don't have enough life points. And this is one of those things, like, just keep in mind, any time that I'm summoning Typhon is a time in the Fiendsmith build where I would then make a Requiem. Oh. I finished the practical exam. What was the practical exam? I forgot this was even going on. I got an Ixie base! Yay! What were the clear conditions? I'm curious, what did I even do? Ixie summon a monster. Oh, I guess Typhon counts. Okay. What's the next one we got? Special summon 30 tokens! Then I get a Nibiru icon. We gonna have to get a lot of tokens, but first, we taking a test. Answer 5 questions! Go car! Question number 1. What is the name of this card? Token... Thanksgiving? Nah, Token Sunday. What is the name of this card? This is Tetherwolf. Because it's got a tether. Which of the following is a token summoned by the effect of Lich? It's a manipulator token. No. What has manipulator tokens? Okay. Which card is depicted in the art shown on Blackout? Chi-Chow, that's ad libitum, like bowing there, right? But there also might be Sinister Longwan? It's both one? I'm gonna say Evil Longwan. No, it's Despia. Which of the following is a token summoned by the effect of Desdendel? A wicked plant token. With Black Garden in your opponent's field zone, you summon a monster and special summon a Rose token. What happens to the Rose token when you activate Remove Brainwashing? Returns to their owners. So yeah, I think we just learned this one. The tokens that are created by my cards are mine. So Remove Brainwashing, I gain control of it. You control an adventure token, Fateful Adventure, Draco back, and your opponent controls no cards. When their battle phase ends, they activate evenly matched. Cards other than adventure token are banished face down. You can't banish a token face down, so it forces you to lose everything else. What happens if you activate the effect of Thousand Eyes Restrict and target your opponent's adventure token? Equal to that equipped monsters. I think it gains 2,000, right? Yeah. Because it doesn't say like original attack or whatever. Did I still get it? I forget how many I missed. Oh, it's calculating. It's taking a moment. They don't know how to judge my expertise. They probably think I cheated. They probably think I'm in the back with a calculator and a cell phone, just reading the text on the inside of my water bottle or something. Don't tell me I'm gonna be abandoned for this. What the hell? What do you mean there's no response? Retry! Okay, good. I was worried there for a second. Okay, answer explanations. I love that, like, they have the explanation for these cards that are just, like, rote memorization. Like, what is this card? The answer? It wasn't the card you said it was. Yeah, that's the only ones I got wrong, right? Ad libitum. Who is this, then, in the foreground? If this isn't the evil Longwan. Like, I knew that's ad libitum. I guess I should have went with what I knew. I just assumed maybe ad libitum, like, changed who they were or something. Either way, we get another one. It'll probably be a million years before we summon 30 tokens, but we'll get there eventually, and then we'll do another one of these. Something is to do it over and over. Appaloo. Alright, my turn. Can I beat this with my hand? They've got an Omni Negate. They've got 2 Omni Negates. They got a Monster Negate. They got the ability to summon this. And what did they set at the end? Okay, that does nothing. Surprised they didn't summon back their Kashtira. They weren't even bothered by it. Okay. I think what we do is we summon Caspar first. Maxi. Of course. Why wouldn't it be? I might have had a shot. Fucking bug. I think we have to Vesper Gearsuit first. Even though it's the most impactful. It's also the least understood. If they misplay against this card and have no idea what it does, then we might just have what it takes. Okay, they're just negating it. So there's one negate down. I still get to activate my Caspar, or at least try. That'll probably be the negate from the Appaloosa. Yep, there we go. Alright, what if you weren't? Let's just cross-dominate this, and that'll probably bait out the Desiree. And then the Desiree can only negate up to the number of link ratings equipped to this card. So if this card doesn't exist, then you don't have link ratings. I can't target it. I can target the sequence, though. So sequence is gone. You get no negates. You go to 0. I get to add. Hell yeah, now we've got business. It's maximum overtime. Unfortunately, they get to draw cards. Yeah, we're gonna summon all the monsters. Or not. Okay, they're getting this out. Negated, damn. Do we try to threaten battle? We can't because this has 1,000. Who's giving this so much attack? We're gonna threaten to steal. Yeah, I think we need to take Masquerena. Even though we can't make very much with that. Okay, let's go ahead and Dancing Leaves. We're gonna take out you, and you. Make sure they can't get anything off of the Flamberge. We use SP to banish this. We make Typhon. We use Typhon to bounce back the Desiree. Go to battle. And, you know, we took apart the board. You can't say we didn't take apart the board. Just unfortunately, they got to draw 4 cards during that because of Maxi, but, you know, you get the idea. We almost did it. They should have 0 cards in hand right now, yeah. And I mean, we took apart, not only did we take apart their board, but we completely disrupted the entire Snake Eyes package. They lost their Flamberge, they lost Ash, they lost Poplar, they lost their Flame Princess. They can't do a whole lot. There's still a chance that we win this if they don't have anything big that can get over Typhon. It seems unlikely, but I mean, I'll stick around and see.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Yep. There goes everything. We tried so far and we got so hard. But Maxi sucks. I mean, we might have lost anyway with Maxi, but at least we might have had a chance. Alright, we're not doing so great, but I don't want to give up yet. We're going to take out the Metal Tronus because that hasn't been working in Diamond 5. I think that's something we will add back in once we get into the higher ranks when we're more likely to be consistently against the same exact decks. But for now, we're taking it out, just making a 41 card deck. Maybe that'll be a little bit more consistent. I want to try to get to Diamond 4, and if not, there's always next time. The problem with evenly matched is I can't activate it while I control a Musketeer, and we really want spells that do that. The thing is, instead of Vesper Girsu, if I had played Dark Ruler No More, that would have dealt with the entire board. They can just have their life points. That's not even how it works. Vesper Girsu would have my life points if they sent off every monster on their field and controlled nothing. So it would clear the board. Alright, not playing into Max C, I see how it is. Just in chime. Fuck you, buddy! Okay, but it may not be. Both players must set spell cards. So I think what I can do, as someone said earlier, we normal summon Max, and I can still activate trap cards. So we just activate this here. Max effect, or Casper effect. We get Desperado. So now we can blow this up whenever we want. We just don't need to. Let's go ahead and try Max. Summon a monster from the deck. Maxi, unfortunate, I can't called by that. We've got 2 or 3 things worth doing, so we can put this here. And then we'll just battle and end our turn. Make them play under their own anti-spell fragrance. So we thrust here. I think we put called by here, and we leave this open. Because we can just activate the traps from our hand. Oh, this can't even be activated during their turn. Okay, so we gotta put Caspar over here. Yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah, this is why I need to play the Fiendsmith engine. I forgot they could do that. Okay, they go for Requiem. Special summon a Fiendsmith. Yeah, we just... Oh wait, we just Desperado here, right? Yeah, that stops both. Fuck you, buddy. Sharvara. Shit! It still stops the equip. And I still get my effect. Hopefully they don't have a second Maxi. Yeah, we want to be able to get the Cross Dominator. So we put this over here. 2,000 defense. Battle phase. Okay. So we're going to use this now. And let's just get tracked you and you. This is a 2, right? Yeah, let's just banish all these. Give me another card. Hey, all right. The control strategy actually worked, and we beat the anti-spell fragrance. To be fair, maybe we could have beat them in the first game. I didn't realize that like the restriction on traps didn't work. That we could have they just floodgated themselves. Yeah, we did it. We got it. It's good. It's unfortunate because I saved the gun specifically to bring out during the rank up. I didn't think we wouldn't be able to rank up today. Oh boy. Our worst nightmare. Activate Foolos. Oh, that's it? I thought they had more stuff. Normal summon. Yeah, let's do it. That's a pretty good one. Banquet of Millions. You fucking what, mate? Huh? Who needs an extra deck? We gotta have talents. Unfortunately, none of these do much of anything. I think we just go for this. And just draw two and hope. Trap Trick. Alright, what shenanigan are you up to this time? Karma Cannon. Yep, that's a pretty brutal one. Just get a monster for next turn. Yeah, hope they can't OTK us. I mean, it would be pretty hard with no extra deck. At least I get all my stuff back. Can you pop? No. My cards only pop face-up cards. I can't imagine Vesper doing anything here. Nope. I probably shouldn't have put it behind Starfire, but I imagine that's what they're killing first. More draw power! Another one. I really should have gotten Dancing Needle. Oh. Ha, joke's on you. That was worthless anyway. Into the brains! Check this out. It's unfortunate, I just don't have anything that really, like, stops them. Oh, wait. I do. Spell traps with different names. Yeah. I forgot about Last Stand. Last Stand's very important. And Dancing Needle. Normal summon Caspar. No, no, no. Not today. Counter Trap. You can't even activate in response to that. Your traps are normal. Mine are spell speed 3. I've already normal summoned. I can get this, though. Yeah. Let's do the tract. We did it! We finally did something! Against a spell trap heavy deck and everything. Alright, as fun of an experiment as this has been, our win-loss record is looking pretty sorry there. You know, there were a couple of those that we lost due to our own incompetence, but not all of them. I don't think we'd be able to get up into Diamond 4, even if I kept trying. Maybe there's some other techs, maybe if we played like 3 Dark Ruler no more, we might have been able to do it. But I'm switching over to the Fiendsmith build. And originally, I was going to explain how the Fiendsmith engine worked and everything, but it's already kind of late in the day, so I'm just going to jump in, we're just going to try, we're going to learn on our feet, and if I need to during the second stream, I can explain it then. For now, it's pretty much the same, like, idea of the deck. It's just like I've been saying, anytime you end on a Light Fiend, the Fiendsmiths have a Link 1, and then that gets them into several things. So we're gonna try to make those several things. End phase. Alright. so we start with this. You'll still have 2 or more monsters left after we do this. So we Lurry, we discard Lurry, we try to summon Lurry. They have a maxi of their own. Unfortunately, I am the true gamer. My maxi let me draw into Called by the Grave. Asymmetrical gameplay. It's funny because since I know they have the Book of Moon spell, it's better to bait with the, whatchamacallit, the Fiendsmith stuff. Because if they try to synchro, if they still have 3 monsters, but they can easily just send away 2. Okay, so this don't do much. We just let them flip Lurry down, and then we summon a magical musket. Ah, very tactical. Summon this, and then use the one on the field so you still get the search. Yep, there's Silvera. Silvera goes flippy flip. But it came back. And then they still got the fusion, right? Okay. Summon this. They're going to fusion. So they can make the negate. Oh, they're using 3. Ah! I forgot they could do that. Yeah, we might as well. Okay, they have to pop first. So wait, we're still living. Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. Caspar. Go into the Musketeer. Grab a couple cards from the deck, just cuz. Hopefully if they've got an Ash or something, they use it here. No? Okay. We'll get this. And this. They have something. I don't know what it is. Okay. Okay, it ain't Ash. Engraver. So we can put this on the engraver. Then we can use this effect. Pop this fucker. Or send, I guess. 2 Light Fiends, let's do it. Lacrima, bring back... Well, I can bring back anything. Have I used this effect yet? No. Yeah, let's bring back Caspar. There we go. And then I think what we want to do here is just stop them from getting anything. We're just going to go ahead and banish, like, Fiendsmith and Tract and, Lurry? No, this gets them a draw. And then we get a good card. Yeah, we go for Last Stand. Oh, yeah. Wow, I'm really bad at this deck. Oh, it was that the whole time. Okay, the question is, what do I make? I have a Spell Trap negate, I have a Monster negate. Yeah, I think we just go for Wave High King Caesar. That way if they're sitting on Nibiru or something, we're good. We'll set the Vesper Girsu and pass our turn. When your opponent activates a Spell Trap. Okay. Negate the activation and destroy it. Yeah, we want to stop that. Why didn't you put it under the Musketeer? Because I wanted to get stuff sooner. I didn't want to have to wait for them to get monsters to get a search. Let's get the Death Parado. Battle phase. Damage step. Go to 0. Another one! Yep, we're gonna go ahead and fire it off. Catch a vibe. Fire it up, corrupt, stirring it up. Hey, there we go. We finally win an actual thing. Although Vesper Gearsu didn't do that much, and we still had to get Max T, but, you know, stuff happened. Alright, so despite putting in the Fiendsmith half of the deck, things have not been going all that well. A part of that is me just making the same mistake that I often make. You know, I prepare for a specific meta, thinking that that's what Diamond will be, especially at the start of the month. And we've just been running into things like Sky Strikers and Heroes and Exodia. Very little Fiendsmith, actually. So I have to tailor my hand traps and my board breakers to be a little bit more generic. We're taking out the Vesper Gearsu. That hasn't worked all that well. And I'm also putting in some more of the Magical Musketeer stuff. I find myself wishing that I had like a third or a fourth name to summon. There's often times I really wish I could go into Crooked Crown. That helps if you have another one in your hand that you want to get out to try to extend. Other than that, it's just been like, we're putting Cross out instead of another Ash Blossom, because that's a spell trap that we can activate and maybe trigger one of our Magical Musketeers. And I put 2 Max and 2 Requiem into the extra deck because we keep getting hit by, what's it called? Not Nightmare Unicorn, the other unicorn, Kashtira Unicorn, that gets to look at our extra deck and take something out. And whenever they do that, it hurts quite a bit. So this is deck version 3, and we're gonna have to save it for next time. It's already late. I've gone like 2.5 hours late trying to make this version get up into Diamond 4, and it hasn't been working. So I'll practice a bit in between streams. We'll come back and hopefully be playing this version of the deck. Alright, ladies and non-ladies, welcome to stream number 2. The first stream, it didn't go so well. We had a lot of problems. Obviously, we were kind of handicapping ourselves by starting with the pure Magical Musket build. But this time, things are different. We have the build from last time. I've been practicing a little bit. I didn't get a lot of duels. Most of it was solo mode. But I had a few wins. We're actually 1 win away from ranking up. And most importantly, I remembered to bring something that I should have had from the beginning. Something that's going to help this Magical Musket duel more than anything else. A gun. Behold, your temperature is mine, fiend. 69 degrees? Not so nice, is it? Not when I control the temperature. What, chat, what do you mean this isn't a gun? It's a temperature gun. Don't tell me, I'm an American, all right? I know a gun when I see one. I'm prepared, I'm ready. We're gonna jump in, we're gonna get it done, we're gonna do good. Although first, I suppose I should also mention that the store updated. We got some new stuff. Specifically, the new Blue Eyes stuff and the new Tachyon stuff, which is like Galaxy Eyes stuff. I've heard that this is meta, but I've also heard that it's not meta until we get Primite. That's like normal monster support that really works with Blue Eyes, and I think dragons as well. We don't have that yet, so it'll be curious to see how well that does. We also got new XYZ, ABC, like fusion Kaiba stuff to go along with the Blue Eyes stuff. I'm especially not sure if this is good because I think it's not even out in the TCG yet, which really putting me at a disadvantage, you know. Up until now, it's mostly been like they release stuff in the OCG, then the TCG, then Master Duel. So as long as I keep up with the TCG, I should have a good idea of like what the newest builds are, how to play around things. But now they're releasing stuff before we get it in America, and that's making it a little trickier. We did have a couple people, one person talking in the chat that they've been trying this out. They're in Platinum, and they said it's not going very good. So hopefully we won't have to contend with that, or if we will, it'll be not very difficult. The other thing worth mentioning is that they added 2 new fusions to the game, which are both fiends. One of these is a TCG exclusive that's been used in the American version of Fiendsmith for a while, Aerial Eater. It's 2 fiends with the same attribute, so all of your Fiendsmith stuff that lets you fusion summon lets you make this. And when this is summoned, you can send a fiend from your deck to the graveyard. So it's Foolish Burial on a level 6 fusion body. For some variants of Fiendsmith, this is really good. Yubel likes having stuff in the graveyard. Magical Musket, not so much. In fact, I'm not even going to add this in yet because I don't even know if it'll be useful to us, not unless we add some other fiend stuff in to really help push it over the edge. But in addition to that, they also added the Duke of Demise, which is another card coming out in Maze of Memories, which at time of recording will not be released in America for like another week or so. So this is another like complete unknown, I have zero idea. This is 2 Fiend monsters, so again, really easy to make on a level 6 body. It has many effects, but probably the most important one is during your main phase, immediately after this resolves, you can normal summon 1 monster. Getting an extra normal summon is something that Magical Muskets would really like to do in certain field states, so I think this one might actually be a lot better than Aerial Eater, but again, I'm not going to add it in yet. I spent the previous day practicing with the pure Fiendsmith build, just trying to get that, or not pure, but Fiendsmith with Magical Musket without these 2. So I want to see how good I can do with those, and we're just going to be on the lookout for like, is there a time when I could really have used a Foolish Burial or an extra normal summon? We're going to have chat keep track of that, and if we find that we want either of these, crafting 1 more UR shouldn't be too difficult. And as for the deck we're playing, it's just the same one I showed you last time. There's probably some changes I could or should make to it, but we'll get to there when we get to it. I want to try this first, see if we can get a few duels in, and then we'll go about upgrading. Alright, gamers and gunslingers, like I said, we're starting out with a high-speed battle, or a high-stakes battle. We're still on the blind second deck. I've been considering maybe stopping that, but, you know, we'll see how it goes. We've got our temperature gun. Like Shang Tsung, we will steal our opponent's temperature, and they will not be able to stop themselves. Oh, this is not a great hand.
Obliterate!
We got Link into the Brains with 3 Magical Muskets and no Musketeers. We've got Engraver, but if they stop Engraver, we're just dead. And looks like we're playing against anti-meta. Good old stun cards. Yeah, I guess that's something I forgot to mention. In addition to everything else, they released something called 7th Tachyon, which does search like Fossil Dyna and what's it called? Inspector Border. Things that Master Duel has put at 1 for a reason, but now they're searchable. You got 4 copies of either one of them. And hopefully they won't be doing that. I forget exactly how this works, right? You summon it, send all monsters. For the rest of this turn, you cannot summon for the rest of this turn. Okay. I knew it prevented some summons. I wasn't sure if it was all of them or just special summons. I was like, don't tell me you can just like... you could just like normal summon Fossil Dyna after you do this. That would actually be like unstoppable. I really needed just any one of my monsters. Let's try to activate this first and see if we can bait out the negation. Maybe they'll see this and be like, oh, I gotta stop that. And then we can discard the Engraver and get a spell and activate it without it being immediately negated. Okay. Good. At least it did something. Oh yeah, I am playing under Dimension Shifter. I forgot about that. I think I just lose, unfortunately. The sad thing about this deck is that, like, it can just put on, like, 10,000 points of damage. It's not very strong, but if you don't stop it, it'll kill you on the crackback. Okay, I think here's what we gotta do. We gotta Engraver. We're gonna lose that half of the deck. We're going to get Tracked. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and activate Tracked. And we can get a Magical Musket. I think we go for Starfire. And we have to discard. I don't think Dancing Needle is going to be very useful. And now let's try to Into the Brains again. We summon Starfire. We go into Max. There's a big truck outside, but we ignore that. We activate Max. We want monsters. Because then they're going to try to blow up everything. Yeah, we're going to get this one and this one. What up? Alright, so they try to destroy everything. I think we do this here. Last stand! Get negated, fiend! I should have had my gun ready. Like a pow! Can we just blow up Exodia? It can't be destroyed. We've got to do one of these. Okay, so what we do is we cross-dominate you. So it's negated. We summon, I guess, Doc. Doc ain't gonna do anything. If we make SP, we can't attack directly. Almost everything else is gonna lose us a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I think we still go for SP. I think that's probably the best bet. We make it with max. Yep, let's go for the shield. Battle phase. 1300. Hope they're not playing Mirror Force. Your effects are negated. Take that, Exodia. I think we're in a decent spot, you know. We're not going to get easily killed. We do have the last stand, and when we activate it under Caspar... Can I stop this? Yeah, I can. No Millennium Monk for you. And then Caspar gets me... Yeah, I guess we just go for Death Piranha. Hey! There we go! The magical muskets helped us! We didn't need the Fiendsmith! The power of guns turned sideways was all we needed! Laser sight! Pew! I hope that doesn't ruin my camera or anything. I should probably... Do not stare at the beam. Yeah, I'm not gonna not point at the camera anymore. Dumby 01. How Dumby will they be? Ah. I see. So my magical musketeers are useless here. The thing I've learned, I was afraid before of like using the max when they didn't have anything. But like, the Fiendsmith stuff just shuffles it back, so it's just an extra Light Fiend in the graveyard. You just want to load up the graveyard with Light Fiends when you're playing Fiendsmith. Engraver! And then we just use the other engraver. I think we want to go for Sanct because there's nothing we want to discard. Some people have been telling me I need to play less Tract and more Sanct. But I'm like, Tract gets us any of the Magical Musketeers. That seems more important. Yeah, since we've already got this, I think we want to go for the Unchained line. We'll shuffle back Max. They've got something, chat. Nib, yeah, could be Nib. You know, we're just gonna go attack with this. What do they possibly have, chat? It's gotta be Nib. We could set up some stuff later. Let's attempt to end. Oh, they thinking. Call them Abraham thinking over here. Alright, they're just going. And we just do this in the draw phase. 93% still. End phase, alright. They passin', baby. Perulia. That's fine. We're going to activate this. Destroy the Rage. They'll get one draw off of that, but we're gonna get like 3 summons. So this lets us special summon a Fiend from the graveyard. And this lets us add a card in the graveyard to our hand. So we're gonna add back the Engraver. And we're gonna summon back the Starfire to this zone. Destroy a card? No. So that's 2 summons. They can already activate something. So maybe it wasn't Nib the whole time. Maybe it was DD Crow or something. If it's a Bestial, we want to wait on the tactics until they have a monster so we can add to our hand. Okay, we're going to activate Engraver. We'll get Tracked. We'll activate Tracked. Let's go Lurie. Yeah, we don't want to give them any more draws. Add Lurie, discard Lurie. Special summon Lurie. So that's 3. Engraver. Shuffle back the other engraver. That's 4. And then we're going to go ahead and equip this to engraver. Okay, and I think that should be game if they let this go into the battle phase. It was Ghoti the whole time! Who would have thunk? Here I was! Huh. Synchro summon? I think not! Bang! Your temperature is mine, fish! Continue your main phase? Nah, I'm good. Battle phase, 24. 200. They got something else they could do. Oh, I messed up the math, didn't I? Yeah, I could bring back the Unchained Soul of Rage, but it wouldn't be lethal. Alright. You survive this time. Now that we know it's Ghoti, we like 100% make this, right? Requiem. I play 2 of them things, just in case. Alright, your synchro fish are of no use here. And then we'll thrust. I can only set, but I mean, this still helps. End turn. But it came back. Yeah, we could just stop that. I don't want them to get a tuner on board. Plus, it'll be stuck there forever now. In perm. That puts a little spot of bother. Alright, you got your tuner, boyo. What you gonna do from there? A broom! Reveal this, special summon 1, banish the other. You can have special summon except for synchros. Alright. They're going for an 8. Add a fish, then immediately... Alright, we gotta do this. We bringing back... I put this in the wrong zone too. I needed to put Casper here. Yeah, we'll do this. And then we'll chain this. I think we take the tuner. Because they added a non-tuner. If we take this, they normal summon it, they make a 6. We don't want that. If we banish this, they get even more stuff. Yeah, I think we just make this. It doesn't give us disruption, but it gives us another big beefy boy. And then we get Caspar here. Send 1 fish from the deck to the graveyard. Alright. Choose wisely, fishmen. I think we activate this now. And we're going to banish this before they can do anything. This before they can do anything. We're just going to banish all the tuners. They'll come back, but they should have nothing else when we're done with them. Yeah. And then we'll use this to get Cross Dominator. Zep will come back. Zep only summons during the opponent's turn. Damn, they aren't attacking. Fortunately, I know how this deck... Well, okay, there we go. I would have stayed in it, personally, because you're going to get 2 tuners back, and if I was dumb and used the Cross Domination on just one... Oh, wait, no, I had Cross Domination for one, the Wave High King Caesar for the other. Although, honestly, with the Cross Dominator, I would have just waited for them to summon, like, one of the big monsters and then negated the Synchro because its attack would have gone down anyway. They can't attack because of Broomy. Ah, okay. A surprisingly in-depth fight versus Fish. I'm not sure if that says more about how far Fish has come or how bad this deck is. And unfortunately, they still have the White Forest Trap that lets them summon from the deck and then synchro. The question is, are they going to be in a position to make Silvera? I don't think so, but they have a lot of back row. That might be the problem, is I'm still preparing for, like, monster-heavy decks. Question is, do I normal summon before or after? I think before. Normal summon. Dark Ruler no more. Everyone negated. And then she gets an effect. It's like, that was a weird magical musket. Ash. Not a great place to activate the Ash, I tell you what. I guess I won't get one monster on the field. I'll get 4. Go, Max. Get me the tools. Okay, they'll get some life points or whatever. Many, many monsters. And now they're doing this. They can't make Silvera though. She's a 6. Okay, looks like they're just summoning out a monster for funsies. Oh, they can fusion summon with this. Chimera, alright. Thank you for activating something in my column. I appreciate it. Pop Max. Pop Caspar. That is unfortunate. I will get Caspar back. They've got 1 card left. I think we saved the tract. Make Requiem. Yo, what up? Did you think I wasn't on Fiendsmith? Because I am also on Fiendsmith. It's me. And let's go ahead and pop something real quick while we're here. And they don't have polymerization, right? Oh, I can't even target. Okay. Okay, we clearing off. Oh, cross out Designator on the tract. They're playing Fiendsmith 2. Negate its effects as well as the activated effects on the field with cards of the same original name. Hold up. So we're gonna do the Unchained stuff. Yama! Yama, get me my thing! I'm gonna summon Engraver by shuffling back Max. Link 3! Link summon. We're gonna use you because I can tag out this. We'll make the doggo. Activate doggo, popping the doggo. That triggers the Yama. That triggers the Rage. I think we just want another one of these, right? Yeah, because we're gonna... Oh, wait. Yeah, we want another one of these. So we add back the Starfire. Yama's going to summon the other Starfire from the graveyard. Now, I should be able to still fuse with Tract because it's in the graveyard. Never mind. Okay, that didn't work the way I thought it was. That's unfortunate. I was really hoping I could make Lacrima and then summon something back and then get other stuff. We're going to set this on the field, and we're going to fusion. We will make the Lacrima. Oh no, wait, we need to make Desiree. Unfortunately, I would like to bring back some of this other stuff. So we equip this to the Lacrima. Now it can't be targeted. Battle phase. Walk over the Diabell. And I think that's it for now. It's not great, but we got 2 negates, and we've got this. They bring in some stuff back. Yeah, I think I have to do this here. We're just going to negate both their spell traps. No spell traps for you. Moon of the Closed Heavens. Alright. Abominable Chamber. Bring back the doggo. Activate the doggo. We're making Spa. Spa effect. We just get rid of this forever? Yeah, I think that's probably the best bet. Hey, there we go! That's what I expected the deck to do! Breaking down boards is how we live! Glad we finally got a chance to do that. It took forever. Very satisfying, though. Alright, gamers and gamettes, we've had our fun. The Go Second Fiendsmith, it has been interesting. You know, we may have more losses than wins, but I think with time, we could turn it around. If we had the time, but that's the key thing. These duels are taking forever. I am almost 3 hours into this stream, and I think we've done like 5 duels. Sitting through everyone's combos without using hand traps and trying to break the boards, very fun, but it takes so long that we will never make it into Master, even if we do have a really solid win rate. So we've got to change things up. We're making a go first version of this deck with a little bit more hand traps, a little less board breakers, and a couple new cards. I guess not new, but now we're on 3 Fiendsmith Sanct. This is a lot more useful going first. Giving us that extra token allows us to build a board that has some cool Unchained stuff, maybe even a Wave High King Caesar or a Desiree, along with a Magical Musketeer that's going to be able to search a card during the opponent's turn. So we're not completely giving up the Magical Musket portion. That is still going to be a core part of our end board, and if we do happen to go second, we still have enough tools. Like, we're still playing 3 Triple Tactics Thrust, we can still search Talents, I'm playing 1 Vrains to search, 1 Dark Ruler, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, but we're back on like 3 Ash Blossom, we've got a Infinite Impermanence here, we're playing 1 D-Barrier in case we go first, but we open with the Thrust, we can search this and set it, which may be swapped out for like another Imperm, because I mean we do have a lot of other stuff. This is a maybe include, I might switch this out. But either way, I think this is looking a lot better. Still haven't added in the Aerial Leader or the other fusion, I forget its name, Judge Dredd, I think. But I want to try to learn this version better first, get the combos down solid before we start adding in new stuff. So this is version 4, the go first. We've still got our temperature gun. We're still rootin', tootin', maybe even shootin'. Let's get back on the ladder and show them how it's done. As soon as we switch to the go first version, not winning any coin tosses. Well, at least we got Max C. And we got a free spell we can activate. Sure, I'll draw 1. Finisher rank number 1. Set a card. Yeah, unfortunately we just lose. Well, not necessarily.
He's got a gun!
Let's get spell traps. Okay, so now we got a negate, and also another negate. And fortunately, I play Crooked Crown! Yo, what up? Oh, they needed to blow up the Max before I could do anything. That's why I play the Crooked Crown, folks. For just such an occasion. Also, it's good to have, like, a spell trap you can activate in the column of a magical musket that doesn't require your opponent to do anything or have anything specific. Hey, there we go. Will we finally get the combo? Yes, it's a 2-card combo, but there are a lot of those 2 cards. Huh. Nope. No, we did not. We open with Fiendsmith and Abominable Chamber. This might still do it.
A few minutes later.
And then we summon back Caspar. And then normally we'd blow this up to get this, but we don't have to because we already got it. So this is what I would call, like, not the best board, but the 2nd best. It doesn't seem like much, but it's actually quite a bit. Especially when we max C in the draw phase. Bang! Okay. They're using it on the max C here. That means they're not using it on the Unchained Soul of Rage. Oh, they're trying. Two of them things? Two of them things. Why are they shotgunning this? This doesn't target, so they couldn't do it preemptively. If they have something like Imperm, they might be shotgunning it now so that they can get it out before they draw, or before they put any monsters on the field, so they can Imperm it and then start their combos. That's what I assume. So the max C's negated. This comes back out. We activate Musketeer, and this is where we would get Last Stand if we had one, but it's in the grave. I think we want Desperado because that hits more things. It's any face-up card, so it can hit spell traps and monsters. This only negates monsters. But it also stops them from running over this. No, we're going for this. Desperado, you gonna carry that weight. That was a very dramatic draw phase. You can only use... Okay, so if they try to do it, we gotta wait for them to try to do it, and then I think, yeah, we Desperado. Because we can't use this on the Exodia, it can't be destroyed. Bang! Pow! Fiendsmith Exodia. Well, there's something a little new, chat. Go Lurie. Discard Lurie. Special summon Lurie. I'm half tempted to just, like, make SP banish this, but then if they activate the Ankh, they win. Is the unfortunate thing. There's also a chance that they have another Light Fiend. Maybe the Exodia stuff is just to, like, get a monster and they have, like, magical muskets too. And if that's the case, I want them to, like, use this effect, use the Fiendsmith effect, get as many effects out of them before we steal their stuff. Yep, go ahead. Yep, okay. They give us no choice. So we're gonna link off with this. Oh, I can't make SP. That's unfortunate. Our Sharvara locks us. Ah! I didn't know that. I didn't need to keep it on there either. I just thought it was cool to have another body. What's up? Pharaoh's Eye, thank you for the 1,000 bits. That's like 10 whole dollars. Now the question is, do they have a second monster? If they have a second monster, then they can make Sequence, then they can make whatever. But if they've just got this, and they've already used the pop, and they've used the boost, then they can't get over anything. They're blinking. They're like Abe Lincoln in his prime. Which, now that I say that, I really don't want to point a gun at him. That seems in poor taste. Alright, it's fine. We didn't have to do any pointing. We managed to get it. Wave high, Caesar, wave high. Alright. So this is the alternative version of the end board. It's pretty much the same combo, just at the end, instead of making Desiree, you make Caesar. Hopefully, this will work better. I Mario SBI, thank you for the Prime hype. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, we'll Ash Blossom that. Interesting, Gold Sark. What does that do for them? I think I'll allow it, because I don't know. We're gonna find out together, chat. Unless you already know. Aluber the Duber of Boober. Drawing some cards, alright. There goes Aluber. Yeah, I'll negate that. I don't want to have to deal with that. Put Lacrima first, right? I don't know if there's like a specific way you want to do this. Ha! They think I only play one. I could negate both of those, right? Yeah, sure. I don't want him to do that either. Not even once per chain. Bang. Bang. Yeah, let's shuffle back one of the engravers. We don't need both. Bang. Branded Fusion is in its opening hand. Likely. They can't do anything about it. Alright. End phase. We activating this. Free stuff, good times. We'll activate this. I'm gonna get Dancing Needle? Yeah. T-set, pass. Their hand is ass. Probably just negate it. I only have the one negate. Quem? Yeah. We just negating it. Just keep them off of everything. Plus that means we can get Casper. We can get Doc. I think this is the first time I've actually added Doc. It's the first time we've had spells in the graveyard that we actually want. Engraver. Shuffle back Lacrima. They creamin'. And there we go. We beat it. We did it. Everything worked out better. And yeah, I guess as much as I like to make Desiree because it's like the actual in-archetype thing, Wave High is probably just better against most decks, right? Because it's 2 negates instead of 1. I mean, technically Desiree negates 2 things, but he has to activate it at the same time. Alright, chat, it's been a long duel. We're finally ranking up, and we get to go first. And you know, some people have been saying to me, Joe, this temperature gun doesn't do anything. You're taking their temperature, but your opponents aren't hot to begin with. They're cold, they're soggy, they're wet. That's why we dual wield. I've got the heat gun and the temperature gun. First I raise you up, give you the fever, and then I take it away. Pow, pow. Oh, this hand sucks. Fuck. Do we just wait and then molt Charmy? I was so excited about getting to use both guns, I didn't realize that we bricked horribly. Well, I think we've bricked before. Our jam should be at least a 4. I've been forgetting to do this, because I have all these guns everywhere. You know what? Let's pass. And then as soon as their turn starts, Fuelos. Bang! 1 gun down. You got an answer for that? Doesn't look like it. Don't look like they got anything. And then when they think, you know, that's just a temperature gun, that's when I hit them with the other Fuelos. Dual wield. You're a fool, Sora. Uh-oh. They might not be special summoning at all. Oh, no! Yeah, I think we gotta let them. We gotta get a more targeted hit on this. Please not birds. Please no birds. Get threatened. I'm gonna heat you up. I'm packing heat. Yeah. Oh. Ah. All right. We survived. We threatened them enough. The question is, will that be enough? Okay. So we start with Starfire. That's about as bad as it can be. Yep. I control a magical musket. It's not face up, but I control it. It is birds. Shit. Shit, you guys. I wasn't prepared to hunt birds. I was only ready for the most dangerous game. I was ready to put my gun kata skills to the works. Yeah, it's birds. Why did they pass for the... They must have just bricked in general. Otherwise, the Molcharmy wouldn't have done anything. You can reveal up to 2 winged beasts. Place them on the bottom of your deck. No. You didn't do anything last turn. I gotta believe that you can't do anything at all. Oh, they had called by. Damn it. I brought out my guns for man hunting and they sent me birds. Black & Decker, you're gonna get a strongly worded note from your manager. Okay, yeah, we probably lose. I'll come back if something happens, but I don't think we can beat this unless they're really bad and we happen to, like, draw, I don't know, into the brains. That might help. Alright, you rassin' varmints. We're here on stream number 3, and I've been blasting away at that ladder. I've been giving them the heat. I've been taking it back. Vroom, beep. And we made it all the way up into Diamond 3. So, you know, we made it one step further. Our win ratio is still lower than higher, but I feel like I'm getting a better handle on the deck. You know, I'm getting better at my marksmanship, and we should hopefully be able to make our way further. Now, over the weekend, I did change the deck a little bit. Most notably, I gave it a much more appropriate name. We're now on Gunsmith. It's the power of guns and Fiendsmith combined. And I realized that if I open with Starfire or Caspar, and then like a spell that summons a monster, something like Fiendsmith Tract or Fiendsmith Sanct, that's like full combo whether I'm going first or going second. So now we're maxed out on Sanct and Tract and this. We've got a couple extra Magical Musketeers because even though these aren't as good as Starfire, anything that can get into max along with one of these is pretty good, especially if I open like another Magical Musketeer. Like if I have Doc, I can still activate this, blow something up, then use Tract, get something back, go from there. The main problem I've been running into is this son of a bitch. I seem to open with this, like, every single duel, and I have no idea why. I don't know if I'm just very unlucky, if there's some sort of weird coding that makes normal one-of cards show up in your hand more, but it's been unfortunate. But this is Gunsmith 4.2. We still haven't added anything into the extra deck, but I think this will do good. Hopefully we can make our way up into Master today, and if not, we'll be doing it on Thursday. So let's jump in and see what we can get done. Was there a draw that did do it? Maybe. Oh no. Okay, well at least we get to go first. No, come on! What do you mean, 3 Magical Musketeers? Yup. Because you gotta have faith. Yeah, I'm counting that as a jam. It's Ash and Fualos are gonna have to get us out of this. Fuck. Yeah, we'll let them because that'll get us an extra card. We'll Ash whatever they summon. No, they chained it. Ah. Alright! Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. Now I just gotta hope that I draw a spell. Ha! That's a spell. Unless they have an Ash Blossom of their own to stop me from getting it. They don't! Yeah, this is better. So we'll go Tract. We'll normal summon this. We'll Tract our way into victory. We add this. Discard it. We get the double trigger. Yeah! You gotta have faith, and then you rock your body. I know not everybody's got a body like me. We did it! Sometimes your gun jams, but you just gotta stare down your opponent, chat. Alright, we get to go first again. Hopefully we won't get hit by Maxi Fualos, or if we do, we'll have the Ash, the Called By, or the Crossouts to deal with it. Oh, we gotta... I mean, this is full combo, assuming we don't get Maxied. Go Starfire! Tracked. Alright, doesn't look like it. They've got something. Could it be furniture? Okay, if I think that it's Labrynth, then we probably want to go for the Wave High King Caesar because that can negate most of the stuff that they want to summon. A lot of their cards summon from the deck. They were just holding that. I sniffed it out! You magnificent bastard, I read your book! Counter trap! And that's all it takes, baby! Ha-cha-cha-cha-cha! You see what I mean? There's a lot of people that are like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just one turn. But that one turn was a careful mind game, where I was able to deduce what my opponent had in their hand and play around it successfully. Although I was curious, was it just what? They probably weren't on Labrynth if they were holding that the whole time, just waiting for the thing. No, it's Makanko. I didn't even realize it was 60 cards. Oh, it's not Makanko. It's Infernoble Knights. They just use a Makanko engine to get a bunch of warriors on the field. Alright, yeah, if they couldn't do that, they were probably screwed, especially with the Maxi I had in my hand. Alright, going second. We've got full combo, but we don't have any board breakers. Or hand traps. I don't know, maybe we should take out this, go down one magical musket, one less magical musket, one more other thing. Alright, they're playing Exodia. Normally we don't have a great matchup into Exodia, but the last stand goes crazy here. Because it can negate the board wipe, and they can't negate it themselves because it's a quick effect, or spell speed 3, counter trap. This is one of those, I haven't noticed this in any deck profiles that are in like the TCG or whatever, but I feel like if I were playing this in a format that had siding, I would absolutely side 3 of these, because this has been the most useful one, and especially if you know you're gonna go second, opening with a last stand, and knowing you can just like, you know, you try to summon Max, they try to imperm it, you activate last stand, and not only do you stop the imperm, but they can't chain anything else to that. Now I just gotta hope they don't have 2 Exods set. Oh, I'm so sorry, buddy. You activated that one turn too easy. Or maybe they're just that confident. They're like, whatever, I don't even need Maxi to stop you. Starfire? It's a sign of trust. I'll tell you what, chat, if we manage to break through this, I will activate Maxi in my own end phase as a sign of respect. As for now, it looks like they're reading. Yeah, let's tract here. Okay, they negate that. That's fine. Does it negate the activation? Yeah, it negates the activation. You can only use, even if you use it, but the activation is negated, you can't try to activate it again. If it said you could only activate it once per turn. Lawyer game, for lawyers. If spell trap is activated. Okay, so because they did this, I won't get the effect because it wasn't activated. But that's their one spell trap negation, and we still have Sanct, fortunately. Okay, so that stops both effects. Let's try it again. Let's go for this. Let's Starfire, get Caspar. Imperm. Unfortunate, but I have to let that go. Because we'll have a chance to get Caspar here anyway. Just make sure don't summon Caspar in the zone underneath that. That would be terrible. Let's try to go to the max. Maximum oversummon. Yeah, we want to get 2 monsters. If they want to Exod here, that would be fine, because I'd get 2 monsters anyway. Because then the doc can get back the last stand, assuming I had some other thing to do. Fuck, it's 2 Exods. But it's a use. Okay. Last stand. Temperatured. And allow me to just summon some things. Just let me search a couple things. You know, no big deal. Let's get Cross. Yeah. And then while we're here, let's just go ahead and use the Cross. Make sure you're negated. And then that'll get me back the last stand, so it can be my second to last stand. Anyway, full Fiendsmith combo. And this is not game, but I don't trust whatever this is if it's like Mirror Force. I would not put it past an Exodia player. You know the card. Oh yeah, it's another Exod. I forgot. I forgot, chat! The heart of the blue eyes! Well, you know what? Fuck you too, buddy! And then we can tract. Oh, but I don't have another one in my grave, do I? Wait, no, I can bring Desiree back! Fuck, I didn't know that! I am learning new things! These cards are silly. They do silly things. I still end on everything. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all she wrote. We know what this is. They're gonna have 2 cards. I've got a negate for one of them. I've got a negate for the second one. Unless one of those is Lava Golem or Sphere Mode. They could Sphere Mode me, please. Oh, I forgot the Maxi. I could do it now, but that would just be rude. Sorry, I was so excited that I could bring this back. I'll wait until their end phase. That seems to be the phase where you want to discard Maxi. Oh, they're steaming mad. Ah, I see. So it's one of those days. It was Lava Golem! Does this have a graveyard effect? Add a forbidden one. Yeah, I don't want to put that in the graveyard then. The head of Exodia! Summon the head! Attack into Lacrima! Alright, they go in for the golem that guards. Oh. I don't think you can pay 2,000 life points. This is so sad. Editor, if you would play Despacito, but like a MIDI version of it that's maybe slightly down-pitched. I need to make a short out of this. My opponent got head and then died on stream. You won't believe what happened next. They surrender. Unfortunate. Now, you know what, chat? I now have 0 respect for them. You know what? Fuck them. Dimensional Fissure, Macrocosmos, dishonorable opponent. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow. You dare insult the son of a shepherd? Oh, hey. I got the game win button. Do they have the out? They made me go first. Alright, it's Tenpai then. Alright. Let's Engraver. Tract. Let's Starfire. Ah, I see. Well, it's not as bad as Maxi, although it might draw them into Maxi. Oh, 2 of them things? 2 of them things. And Maxi! Well, at this point, I might as well just try to combo. Maybe I can deck them out. Okay, we get Caspar. We discard into the brains. We do not trigger. We pass turn. Our opponent is down 3 cards, chat. We have a Spell Trap negate and a Maxi. Bang! Get fucked, Tenpai. I hope that wasn't your only starter. Let's get Caspar on the field. Triple Tactics Thrust. Alright, what you got? They can't get Kaiman because it's a quick play. Is there a normal spell that is a starter for them? Engage. Okay. Oh, they just want to be able to draw. You activated it in my column, you fool! Hold up. Dancing Needles. Those are some nice spells you have in your graveyard. Be a shame if someone banished all of them. Nice engage now, buffoon! Yeah! Don't you activate me or my son's column ever again! Alright, we're about to rank up, and you know, I've heard the comments. People are saying, Joe, these don't count as guns. These don't even shoot anything. You've got heat, you've got temperature, fine. You know what? I'll get a gun, something that actually shoots something. Something that's gonna make our opponent be in a sticky situation. It's time to glue them up. Ooh. Just wait. It's gotta heat up a little bit. Oh hey, it's Melodious. We're playing last month's deck. Yeah, I'll Ash Blossom that. If I don't, bad things are gonna happen. The demons of last month. Glued. Set a card pass. Hell yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have. Oh wait, yeah we do. Because Engraver gets us something. Double Caspar. Okay, let's Engraver. Let's engrave our mark onto things. Let's get Sanct. Drolin Lock. Alright. Fair enough, fair enough. That does limit us a little bit, but not as much as they would like. We get ourselves a token. That triggers the Starfire. Calamity. What a calamity! Go for this. I cannot add, so I can only summon another card. Let's get... I don't have any in the graveyard. Let's get a Caspar. Fiendsmith down here. Get ourselves a Fiendsmith. Look at that fucker. Let's go ahead and equip. Yeah, I think this does more damage. Is this game? I can't search. I just have to go for this. We fusion summon. We're just gonna go for Lacrima. Ah, sequence! Or not sequence, Ghost Bell. Ghost Bell on the sequence. Very clever, very clever. Oh, I didn't get Attract. I can still bring this back, though. Unless that set card is... called by. No, if it was, they probably would have used it earlier. Yeah, I think we just go for battle here. Just hit him with 6,000. You ain't dead. Okay, let's go ahead. We're gonna make Wave High King Caesar. Yeah, we could also make an untargetable silly. Not an untargetable Caesar, except we can't because we can't. It's not a Light Fiend. Huh. I wonder why they didn't activate that at any point. It feels like they would have let. Oh, they are probably saving it for the Caesar. Then they could imperm the Caesar and activate, like, something else from their hand, maybe a Sonata. That wasn't in my version. So they got a donut. I can negate that. And I think that's all she wrote. Yep. And with that, the power of glue ranks us up. We have stuck ourselves to Diamond 2, and we shan't be raking down. I forgot that was a rank up for a moment. I'm like, we don't include that one. It wasn't interesting enough. But we had to. It was the introduction of the glue gun. It's important for the gun lore, you see. Okay. Weird. That's a pretty good one. That's amore. When your big pizza moon hits your pie like the eye, that's amore. We activate this first. See if we can get one. If not, they just negate it. All right, they're letting it go through. So we get Starfire. We discard the Fiendsmith because there's nothing we can search with it that we don't already have. We normal summon Starfire. They're going for that. What are they bringing back? Sequence? What does that do? We can cross-dominate the Silvera. As long as they don't summon it underneath Sprite Elf, then we can't. They did not summon it under Sprite Elf. Okay, so we will do this. You're getting negated. Ooh, that's unfortunate. We just have to let that happen. Goes to sleep. We are going to hopefully bait out the Baronne de Fleur. Yeah, you gotta negate this. Sanct? I could have Sancted and then hoped they negated that with Baronne because I couldn't flip it face down. But I think I'd rather have this than steal their monster. Let's hope this isn't, called by? It's called by. That's unfortunate. We're gonna use Tract. We're gonna fusion summon Lacrima using the two of these we have in our hand. Howdy, howdy. Lacrima effect. We're gonna bring back Starfire. And then we're gonna go into Max. It's Maximum Overdrive. Howdy, howdy. That's a nice field you have there. Be a shame if I ruined it. Yeah. We'll shuffle back one of these. And they surrender! Yeah, so I could have brought them back, and then I was going to, I think, attack with that, blow up their other stuff, then make Desiree, or sequence into Desiree, and then end with the negate plus Max giving me all the disruption. They were still in that game? Probably. But they didn't think so, and you know, that's the point. And you know what's even better? We are now tied! 50-50! We have carved our way back from the pure musket build. Alright, chat, we're already getting our way up into Diamond 2. It's been so fast, my glue gun still hasn't heated up yet, so I'm using the heat gun to heat up the glue gun in the hope that eventually this would work. I mean, it'd probably be better if they both weren't unplugged, but, you know, the power of imagination. SpongeBob has taught me it's true. Oh boy. If I do not draw exactly a magical musket, this hand shits. Also, I'm versus Joe. It's a fellow Joe. Hello, Joe.
Hi, how are you?
Do we just imperm this and hope? My gut's telling me yes. That this is their only starter, and if we imperm it, they can do nothing. That's what I'm predicting, and we're gonna see it through. My gut, why would you lie to me? Ugh, stupid. I should have just saved it. Okay, well, the good news is if we can get a magical musketeer, they're gonna have stuff. You know, we're gonna be able to get a lot of advantage off of Max. But we really gotta hope we draw one of our magical musketeers. Wait, they didn't get the trap. This board looks kind of bad. Yeah? But it's not gonna do anything if we bricked. Did our gun jam? Show me a magical musket! That does it. We're going to use the Desiree effect, and we're going to negate sequence, and we'll take a bit off of this. Now that this is negated, we should be able to link summon with this and make any Dark Link monster? I mean, don't mind if I do. Let's see, how many other links? I only have one pop, though. I need to get rid of the field spell. So the field spell's gone. Go to battle phase. Destroy this. Destroy this. They're putting the Desiree back. Ouch. Main phase 2. Dancing Needle. And we're going to get rid of you, and you. Yeah. That'll trigger this. We'll get back the Desperado. And with that, it is their turn. You had game? I couldn't. I had Dark Ruler no more, if you forgot. Yep, we just Desiree that. And yeah, we're going to activate this while we're at it. So we bring back this. We get this and this. That triggers her. We get Caspar back. And they're doomed. Yeah. And there you go! The power of Go Second Magical Muskets! As long as you draw a Dark Ruler no more or a way to get to it. I mean, all I gotta do is get the Dark Ruler no more and then you're fine! Oh yeah, we ranked up. I didn't even bring out the glue gun. I was so locked in. Shit, Diamond 1, here we come. And we'll attach the Requiem to this guy. Just cuz. Okay, so this doesn't seem like a whole lot. And it's not. It is Labrynth, though, so we had the right read. So they set Trap Trick. I go to end phase. They can activate it this turn, right? Yeah, you magnificent bastard! I read your book! Get out of here! Pow! Where's my glue gun? Patoo! Get glued, buffoon! Oh! I don't want to put that anywhere near my mouth. Okay, and then we Abominable Chamber immediately. We summon back the Soul of Rage. And then Doc activates, and we get back the Last Stand, which we can use immediately, because we used the other one last turn. And then if they get to the next turn, and this is still here, we can Sanct underneath it and grab the Last Stand back again. Okay, they're going for Koo Clock. They're kooking their clock. It only allows them to activate one, though. Yeah, I'll link off with that. Bye-bye, Koo Clock. Yup, this is like that Death Note, where Light's like, the chains are tightening around me. I should have realized it the whole time. Not quite. Counter Trap. So we negate that. Then we link off, we make SP, we banish the other set card, and our opponent's days are numbered. 9 wins in a row! Set a spell trap, alright. Majesty. So that's pop 1 card. Plus whatever though. Oh, lots of back row. Why did they do that? Show me Duster off the top. Would be nice. Okay, I can't get too cocky. So we'll get a draw off of that. We'll add a card. We've got the Lurry, so I think we want to go for Tract. Yeah, we'll normal summon Starfire. I should have put this in this zone. If this is in perp, I'm getting mega owned. But wait, we know this is the one that pops cards. Ah! Mega Fun Haver, I see. Drain should be banned, but the people at Konami think that this is like a fun gameplay thing. They're like, no, when people open with skill drain and the opponent can't play, they clap and they feel good. Okay. So we get back the engraver. Or we don't. Wait, yes we do. They can't negate that. Their skill drain's up. And what do we summon? It just should be something in defense, right? They should have tagged out the Spirit Dragon. Yes. Very yes. Yes to both. Alright, do I have enough to do it this time? Just in time, buddy! If not for Maxi, they would have had full combo. True. But if Maxi was banned, I would have other stuff that would have, like, helped to stop their combo. If they didn't have Skill Drain, there's nothing else that does what Skill Drain does. How does Desiree help me here? People in chat keep saying Desiree, but, like, Desiree's negated. It's not going to have over 34. They can just keep bringing Blue Eyes back in defense. The graveyard effect. Ah, okay. Target one card, send it. No, that doesn't work. I need to destroy it. Because this only goes if it's destroyed. No, it has to be sent to the graveyard. You're right. Okay, so we get Sanct. We activate Sanct. We grab this. This lets us summon with our hand. Hand or field. Okay. Go Desiree. Battle phase. Attack into this. 200. That goes to the graveyard. Yeah, we shuffle back one of these. And we send this to the graveyard. True Light blows up all the monsters. We hope they can't rebuild under Skill Drain. Alright. Hold up. Normal summon. Maxi. Chain. Equip the Requiem. This is not going to be 7,000, but 24. I don't think we want to give them a draw. If we can make it to next turn, we've got game, baby. We did it! I can't believe we won that! Holy shit! The power of skill drain! Brick yourself now! I'm unstoppable! Alright, buddy. Muskets are on an 11-game win streak. I got 2 guns. I'm ready to blast. We're gonna be like Jimmy Neutron in our prime. We just gotta win 1 more game and we get into Master. I gotta believe. We're going second. That hasn't stopped us before. We got the Charmy.
Time to rock and roll!
We got an Ash. We've got Foolish combo. It's Blue Eyes again. Please. I don't want to. I don't want to face the Blue Eyes again. Can't I just play Fiendsmith? I feel like I have a better matchup. I mean, yeah, we're taking the 2 for 1. Why wouldn't you? And they have nothing to stop it. I feel like you're gonna link with that, so let's just go ahead and Charmy. Is that Charmy the fucking bee? Oh, they're ending. Alright. The question is, what is that back row? Oh, buddy. Oh, pal. Normal summon Caspar? Ah, a maxi of your own. Alright. I see how this is. We're playing slow. Slow and steady wins the race, it said. We still tracked. We actually don't want the Lurie because that'll give him an extra card. I think we just get the other Engraver and toss it into the graveyard. I mean, that's why they call him Engraver, right? He is now engrave. Then we use this. Oh, they thinking. Okay, Ash. That's unfortunate, but I think we're still in a pretty good spot. Yeah, I think I have to. We go into Max. We add 1 Magical Musket spell trap. Go ahead, try to search now. See what happens. Exchange. I give you 1 search. You get blown up board. Yeah, we might as well deck then. Get a Sanct. Yeah, we give them the 1 card. Kill the Veilers so they can't link it off. I really want to bring stuff back and have more, but I think it's better. Shoot his ass? Oh, I'm gonna. Bang. Set your Sanct just in case. We'll see. If Sanct is gonna be the thing that saves me, I don't think I was winning either way. Oh, buddy. Dance with me, Lois. Dance the dance of life. What if all your maidens were gone? Maidenless Blue Eyes. You ain't rumbling with synchros today, buddy. Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom is not a spellcaster. No maiden, and there we go, ladies and gentlemen! With a 12-game win streak and the power of glue and heat, we all... I can't even think... What do you call that? Rampage? I think we rampaged our way into Master. Holy shit! A century of Magical Musketeers! I am unstoppable! Undefeatable! Nothing can stop the Muskets today! I hope pointing a glue gun at the screen isn't going to get me demonetized. You know, I'm going out of my way to do something that is clearly not an actual gun, but who knows how YouTube will be. If this part is like oddly censored or it's just jump around, you'll why. But anyway, welcome back to the 4th stream It's been 1 day since the previous stream, and that did so well, I didn't feel the need to grind. We're up in Master 5. We've got 3 more streams to try to get to the top of Master. I'm feeling pretty positive about this. I'm feeling pretty optimistic. I think the only thing that's really lacking is this gun, you know? I went on this huge 14-game win streak with nothing but a pathetic little glue pistol. I need something better. I need some heavy metal. It's time to lock and load, baby. We got ourselves a nail gun. An honest to goodness. Well, it's not actually a gun. It's actually kind of disappointing. I was hoping to save this for the last stream because it's like the thing that's closest to a gun. But it turns out I bought one that needs like a big, huge air compressor attached to it. So I can't even like fire nails into the air just to be like goofy. And even if I had a compressor, I couldn't do this. Because it turns out nail guns have a bunch of safety features. You have to be like pushing them against something to fire the nail. And even then it only kind of goes like a couple inches. Like it's not like a gun at all. It's about as much of a gun as a glue gun. In fact, I think the glue gun might be more deadly. Well, maybe not more deadly. More dangerous. More easy to hurt someone. Unless you like nailing something and you put your hand on the other side. Don't do that. Practice nail gun safety. This is not loaded, by the way. In addition to not getting any air, I also didn't get any nails. So, it's a prop. It's a neat prop. It looks kind of like a gun, and hopefully that'll help us rank our way up into Master 1. As for the deck, it's the same deck as last time. The only thing really worth mentioning, the only like slight change, is that the Duelist Cup is now open. So hopefully all the serious duelists are grinding the Duelist Cup trying to get to Worlds, and that'll make grinding Master even easier before. So let's jump in and get it done. Alright, full combo, chat. I knew it would work out. And then, because we want to play around Triple Tactics talents, we're just going to activate this now. A Fiendsmith of your own. Delightfully devilish, Seymour. Yeah, let's see what they get first. Okay, they are going for the tracked. Okay, go ahead. Tracked it up. Turtles! Okay, I was not expecting the turtle, chat. Target 1 card, send it to the field. No, I want to keep the turtle. That's unfortunate. Thrustin makes him feel good. That grass. Okay, we activate this here. We summon back the Soul of Rage. We activate the cast bar. We're gonna get Needle Dance. Wait, did we just get Last Stand and stop them from activating that? Yeah, fuck it. Last Stand. Come at me, bro. I'm ripped. No mills for you. Cease your investigations. Yeah, that's right. You. No grass for you. Yeah, as soon as they summon back the Lurie, we use the dog to make SP, banish the Fiendsmith out of their graveyard, and then they have 2 cards left in hand to get over a 2,000 defense wall, and at best they can do that and then use the grass in main phase 2, but more likely than not, they were not able to do that. Status of the grass, mode. Alright, chat, so far things have not been going great today. I mean, they haven't been awful, but compared to last time, when we had 14 wins in a row, today, not so much. We've done about 10 games, and we've only won 4 of them, so we're like a 40% win rate for the day, and a lot of that's just been like bad hands. We've jammed like 3 of those times already. So maybe it's just bad luck, but I think we need to condense the deck down just a little more, make it slightly more consistent. So we're going from 42 cards to 40, and we're taking out the 2 cards that people told me not to play, which is Into the Vrains and the Magical Musket Crown, the one that lets you summon from the hand. As good as that is, as far as like it being a trap that you can just activate regardless of the board state and then trigger one of your magical muskets. It just doesn't do anything on its own like a lot of these other ones do. Hopefully now that our deck is a little slimmer, we'll be more likely to open either Caspar or the Starfire or the Fiendsmith or Tract, and then any spell or trap that we can activate. That's the hope, at least. Other than that, I don't know, we could maybe... we can't take out the Unchained engine, because that's the only thing we do first, unless we try to go back to blind second, but I don't think that's the way. Or we could try to take out some of the hand traps and really hope that we go first, but we gotta have some kind of backup in case we go second. So this is Gunsmith, Mark 4.5. Let's see if this does a little better. I think I've seen this name again before. This is not full count. We open with the fucking Unchained trapped again. Okay, looks like our opponent's not in much better shape. And they at least put a monster on the field, so this is live. Ah! Lose one turn.
Deny, sit down.
What are you waiting for? What decisions could you possibly be making? Bro has to carefully decide which floodgate to flip next. Oh yeah, this is here. I was like, it's okay, we'll get into the Fiendsmith line during their turn, but Fiendsmith isn't gonna help us. They don't play monsters other than Runic. Yeah, I think we just want to save the Musket because we know they have Mirror Force and Super Poly. Yeah, that too. They're like,
I don't get it. I'm being really annoying and taking a lot of time, but they aren't quitting.
are they playing on a Game Boy Advance? That would have been a decent draw. That, not so much. I mean, I might as well. But yeah, so we're gonna get Doc. Because this banishes the monsters, but not the spell traps. Should have sent Maxi. Maxi can attack, and there goes my last stand. Frickin' hell damn. Apothis. Alright. Yep, I can cross Dominator. They can't Super Poly, they have no cards in hand. Yeah, I think it's worth it.
Yes!
I'll have to deal with that when I can... Oh, well, thank you. And then we just hope they don't have Mirror Force. Slowly but surely, we getting there, chat.
Bye-bye.
Special summon one Runic? Sure. Going to Moonin. Let's get Dancing Leaves. Okay, I don't want them to gain any life points, and I want to get stuff back. So we're going to Dancing Leaves before the end phase, and we're just going to banish all their Runic spells, so that if they do ever get Fountain online, they won't have any setup for it. And they had Super Poly. Son of a bitch. Yeah, well also, Doc would have gotten me back the Desperado, and then we can, like, blow up this with the Desperado, and also Power Sync Stone would have 2 counters, so they wouldn't be able to gain any life. That's very stupid. Doc was our only recovery. Yeah, I mean, they could do that. Second counter, all monster effects are now negated.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I would not like to have played 3 turns with that. Normal summon Max C.
Yo, what's up?
Harpy's Feather Duster? Nope. 16. 2 more turns. No! Come on!
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Sharvara. Well... 1 more turn. Oh! Oh! I hope they had a lot of fun, you know? I hope that was what they were looking for. They wanted to slow down the game, right? They wanted to play some nice back and forth Yu-Gi-Oh! The modern game's too fast! There you go, you got what you wanted, bucko! Alright, it's been another hour and things are not looking good. We've only played a few duels, mostly against stun, and our win rate is slowly slipping back towards 50-50. It's not good, folks. The problem is, Master 5 seems to be made of exactly two kinds of decks. Anti-Fiendsmith stun decks that are full of back row and things to stop special summoning, and Fiendsmith Snake Eye Azamina. One relies entirely on floodgates and spell traps, the other one on special summoning a lot and making a bunch of monsters. And the problem is, there's very few cards that are good against both. We could put in Lightning Storm and Heavy Storm to try to deal with the stun, and then they would be useless. We would brick even more when we're up against the meta decks. We could put more stuff in, like the Triple Tactics Thrust, that really help us with the meta decks, and then those are dead cards when we're playing against stun. So we've been trying to rack our brains, think of what we can do, and the one thing I came up with is to lean harder into the Magical Musketeers. Not only will it make it more likely that our combo isn't completely dead, that our guns don't jam, but it also makes it more possible for us to play like a Fiendsmith control, whether our opponent is on stun, or they just stopped us with a bunch of hand traps and they're on limited amounts. So what we've done is we've added back in the Wild Bill, that way we have something for a little bit of a grind game, and we've added in 2 Last Stand, 2 Dancing Needle, 2 Desperado, and we've put back the Crooked Crown. Now that we're playing slightly more magical muskets, we can summon that out of the hand. We have more options for negating spell traps. We have more options for blowing up the face-up spell traps. It's possible this makes it more bricky, that we open with a bunch of hands full of these. But that's already happening, you know? We're already running into hands where we get like a Fiendsmith or like a Lurie or something, and then a bunch of magical musket cards. At least this way, against the stun, we have more stuff to pop and control a little bit. It's possible maybe we add in another dock for more recycling. Maybe we even put in Kid Brave to try to draw some cards. I don't know. But this is the only thing I could think of for now. So we've got a little bit more time left. We're going to run it back in, see if we can do anything, and hopefully this will work a little better. This is Gunsmith Mark V, now with more gun! It reminds me of the Team Fortress Meet the Engineer. I'm an engineer. That means I solve problems. Not philosophical problems like what is art, but practical problems. Like, how am I gonna stop some big mean Mother Hubbard from busting me a superfluous asshole? The solution is a gun. And if that don't work, use more gun. Apply gun liberally. Built by me. Designed by me. And you best hope not pointed at you. Yeah, I'll hash that. I've got full combo. And this again! How many times have I opened with this chat? Hello, stun. At least they don't have a monster, so I can activate the Sanct, hopefully, maybe. Caspar. I only control machines, so I can't activate Sanct. Good thing we drew the Tract. Yeah, we grab Lurie here. Okay, it resolves. And unfortunately, I think I have to get the Desperado. Super Poly. Real fun haver over here. So we get a Garua. That's 3,000. 4,000. Sorry. We can't make any of our... I think we just wait. Next turn, we can summon the Starfire. We can pop the back row. We can get Max. We can get something else. Despacito, go Burr. I guess I should have set this. Bang! Bang, bang, shot me down. Bang, bang, you hit the ground. So they are negating that. Destroy that card, then any other card in the same... Oh, I thought it was any other card in this column. Yeah, we have to do this here. Solemn Judgment. I was doomed from the start. I don't know how I'm supposed to beat Judgment Super Poly Iron Thunder. And sure, we'll set the Sanct too. So basically we've got 2 magical muskets. We've got the dog. This searches us. We've got 2 spell traps in hand. We can recycle one of them and search another one. Behold, an actual field. And Super Poly. And we've been Super Poly'd. Thank you for coming, everyone. I hope you enjoy Super Poly. That gets them another card. Oh, wait. Go ahead. I'll stun Andy. Yeah, I don't want them to turn off my entire graveyard. Last stand. So, fuck the Necro Valley. And then we're going to Sanct here. Because now that we know they're on stun, we know what to get. So we can summon another token. And then Doc will get us back the last stand. Damage step. Let's just do a little cross domination. It's not like you're gonna have another card. Bonk. A bonk on the head. Typhon. Okay. I don't want them bouncing stuff. So we'll do this. Activate Rage effect. Link off with this to make SP. They get to draw a card. Unfortunate. But we do get to get rid of one of their back row, so fair trade. Good, good. Anime girls always beat God. Alright. Things are looking up, chat. Caspar. How much attack is this? 42? Let's attach this to Caspar. 48. Okay, we have to get rid of our SP. Oh, we'd have to get rid of a lot. That is just like game though, right? Oh, we'd have to get rid of everything. Fuck, I didn't realize how bad it was to have SP. Alright, we just have to go to battle. Yeah, we just gotta hope they don't have another Super Poly. They didn't do anything last time. Yeah, we don't want them to draw into another Super Poly. So we negate that. Casper draws us the Boom Shoot. Hey, there we go, finally. And then if they had any kind of floodgate, I mean, here's the thing. We could, if nothing else, use the gun. Does the Desperado activate on our own monster? I think it's any face-up monster. Because I believe I've used that once before. Target one face-up card on the field, yeah. So I could pop my own SP to get it out of the extra monster zone, and that would trigger Doc, so I could add back the last stand, and just keep negating what other traps they had, and then next turn go full Fiendsmith combo. But yeah, we did face Doctor twice. We faced this Korean player twice. How many people are there? Are there only 5 people in Master 5? How did we face both of these people twice? Howdy, partners. Welcome back to Ladder Climb. New hat, new shirt, new stream. Same nail gun, same old determination to get into Master 1. Unfortunately, I've got a case of the good news and the bad news, and we might as well start with the bad news, which is that I didn't play a single game over the weekend. Our record is still the same, and that record is abysmal. Part of that is simply because I was busy. I've been working on like the Discord Democracy Project and The Legend of Lefty, which are 2 really cool videos. You should check them out, especially Lefty. That's like my audiobook. You can find part 1 on the YouTube. Part 2's coming soon. But more importantly for the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, the format just sucks. It's awful. It's a tier 0 format, which isn't necessarily bad. Like, I can see the appeal of a tier 0 format if you're playing somewhere that has like best of 3 with side decks, But on Master Duel, it's just miserable, and it's doubly miserable in Master 5. Because, really, there's only 2 decks you can play in a Tier 0 format. You can either play the best deck, the meta, and variations of it, or you can play anti-meta stun, which, in this case, is sitting on a whole bunch of floodgates, stuff that stops special summons, stuff that shuts down the graveyard. And those decks, they're not very good. You're not going to see a lot of those up in, like, the higher tiers or up in tournaments doing well. But that don't stop people from trying. There's a bunch of people who, whenever they get miserable at this game, instead of just leaving for a while, they decide to make it everyone's problem. And the problem with that is, for someone like me playing a rogue variant of a meta deck, I am kind of in the worst situation possible. Because there's no build I can make that can compete against both the meta and the anti-meta. Like, one is a big combo deck that's going to make a bunch of disruption, and it needs me to play hand traps and board breakers or extenders to beat it. And the other one is a whole bunch of sitting on floodgates, mostly back row, so hand traps are useless, most of my board breakers are useless, most of my extenders are useless. I pretty much just have to go first, or build like a low-to-the-ground version of the deck that can, like, destroy a lot of spell traps, but then that loses if I ever go up against the actual meta, because they can just out-resource me like crazy. And that's where the good news comes in, because I wasn't just rested on my laurels. I may not have been dueling, but I was in the kitchen cooking, coming up with some new builds to help solve this problem. And basically it ended up being 2 builds. One that's really good against stun, and one that's better against the meta. And I had a poll on my Discord, which if you don't know is for patrons only. If you really like the show, you want to be part of the community, you can give me $1 on Patreon and get yourself on the Discord server, and then take part in polls like this. And I asked people which would they rather see. There's the anti-stun version that focuses a lot on playing a whole bunch of more Magical Musketeer cards and some spell trap removal. It's very similar to what we ended on last time, and it basically takes the pure notion of the Musketeers and uses that to our advantage. You know, the Musketeers aren't stopped by the same stuff that Fiendsmith is, so by leaning into that, we could be stronger. Of course, we did already kind of try that on the first episode, and it didn't work then, so I'm not sure if going back to it would help, but that was the reasoning. And the other option, which ended up being the option that won, was to add another engine in here. We're no longer just playing Magical Musket Fiendsmith, we're now playing Azamina Musket Fiendsmith, or Azamusketh, as I'm going to be calling it. Neat little name, and it works surprisingly well. If you're unfamiliar with the Azamina engine, it's fairly simple. Basically, it's a fusion deck where they fusion using spell traps as material. They've got this continuous spell. You can send off a monster to search their fusion spell, and then the fusion sends this to the graveyard to summon one of 3 monsters. One that's removal, one that extends by grabbing you another spell, and one that's like an Omni-Negate, albeit a kind of weak one. And this has surprisingly good synergy with the Magical Muskets. Not only is it another 1-card engine that helps bait stuff out, but if we activate any of these behind the Muskets, they get their effects. And because one spell gets you into another spell, gets you into a monster that gets you a 3rd spell, you have the potential to trigger a whole bunch of muskets in the process of doing your combos. And I've managed to cook up a go first combo where if we get not interrupted, we can make like a nigh unstoppable board. And if we do get interrupted, well, we still have extension for days. We could still do everything we were doing before. We've basically just got one more thing to bait out an Ash or something. Of course, we still lose hard to Maxi and Fuelos. We still lose hard to Floodgates. We just gotta hope. We gotta hope that we win more coin tosses than we lose, and we face more meta than we face stun. So let's lock and load, get back on the ladder, and see if things will move our way. Alright, first duel of the day, doing it up Hardleg's way. That means going first, partners. You can't scare me, Jinzo. More like Jizz no. This is not good. We did not open the musket. Oh wait, we did open the musket part of our deck. This is a very weird, this is what I was kind of worried about. We opened a very weird version of everything. And that don't help. I think we're still good, though. I mean, obviously we don't get to the musket half of the deck, but we can still do stuff and things. So we're gonna get our Diabell Star. We're going to activate her. And also we need a monster to send off if we're getting the Azamina package. And that's exactly what she gets us. Because this Azamina card is also a Sinful Spoils card.
How convenient.
Yeah, and here we're just playing meta. I'm sorry, I tried to play muskets, but they ashed the musket part of the deck. Okay, so I think we just make the negate here. Because the only extension we had with this one searches any Sinful Spoils card, but we use that to get Wanted. Since we started with Wanted, we don't have anything, so we just get this. This can tribute itself to negate an effect. It doesn't destroy, but sometimes that's all you need. Alright, and then we use this. Shuffle back the other engraver. Summon engraver. Hello there. He is Johnny Clawhands. Requiem summon another engraver. We'll get that engraver back that we shuffled into the deck. I can see why they semi-limited this thing. I do have enough Light Fiends, right? Yeah, I have to get rid of everything. I don't think I want to get rid of everything. I think in this case, instead of going for the Desiree, it's better to go for the Lacrima. Go to this. This summons back the engraver. And I guess I could summon an Apo if I had one, but I don't. Maybe I should put Apo in. I don't know, the extra deck space is getting pretty tight. We'll wave high. And then we'll draw a card for fun. One free card. What more could you want, chat? So we've got a negate, we've got two summon negates, we've got Ash, we've got Maxi. Lightning Storm. Well, I mean, I gotta stop that. Triple Tactics Talents. What are they doing? Take control of one monster. That's unfortunate. Yeah, let's Ash that. If that's all they have, then they're done. And if they have more, we just gotta hope Maxi gets us out of here. Hey, there we go. Okay. So that's dead, but that just means we have a Light Fiend in the graveyard to summon with an... Oh, we don't have Engraver. Alright. We got Caesar back. Okay, draw for turn. That's a pretty good one. So the Hollowed Azamina can return a fusion to the extra deck to add it back to our hand. And then we add this. And we don't even have to activate the effect because all we search is this anyway. And we just get it back, right? Or target one card on the field, send it to the graveyard. Well, the Wave High Caesar can negate the Senjin. So I think we just want a generic negate again. Yeah, I think we're better just save it off like this. The other one gives you double battle damage. I thought it was only when attacking monsters. Oh, any battle damage except itself. Okay. Gotcha. Alright, they've got one more turn. Let's see what they can do. Oh yeah. During the end phase, this comes back. Infinite Deception! Oh yeah, chat's pointing out if I made this instead and normal summoned the Maxi, I would have had game. I just so rarely count up all the numbers. Bang. They be thinking. I don't think they're thinking. I think they're stinking. Alright, well, you know, not the best showing of the Magical Musket part of the deck, but probably good to include just so you know what the Azamina engine does and why it works. You could imagine if we had a Musketeer behind those Azaminas, we would have won even faster. Wah. Oh, hey! This is like the full combo, assuming we don't get negated. Let's see if we can do this. Okay. Starfire. Starfire, activate Deception. Okay, so then we use Starfire. They're going to Valor that. Unfortunate, but we can still work around this. No, I'm not going to use the Desperado. Use the Desperado on itself to blow itself up so I can summon the Caspar. That would be nice. But in this case, it just baited out a negate. Now we can send off, this. Grab ourselves the Hollowed Azamina. Just in case they're holding onto a Maxi, let's get some Light Fiends into the graveyard while we can, shall we? Bet you weren't expecting that. And then we go into one of these! What are those? A special summon? Yes. Let's get this. And let's go ahead and use the Hollowed Azamina. We're gonna make the one that lets us extend more. Rick Liago. I don't care what the actual name is, that's what I'm calling it. Bang. And then this gets us a Sinful Spoils card. Unless they want to negate it. Oh, they just go to surrender. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably surrender too. I had extension for days. And then that's when we link both of those into the Beat Cop, and then we bring back the Engraver, and we make the Unchained combo. And we basically end on everything we had before, except we're also going to have the Azamina stuff for next turn, and a negate with the Azamina thing. We won't end on Casper, but we have Starfire with the, whatchamacallit, the Unchained thing behind her. So we can flip that up, summon Casper from the deck, and then when we activate Desperado, we not only get a destruction, but we can search something else. Alright, cowpokes, we're ranking up finally, hopefully going into Master 4 if we win the coin toss. We didn't. And I think it might be because of this gun. You know, it's very threatening, it's very intimidating, but as I mentioned before, it can't actually shoot any nails. What we need is something that doesn't require any ammunition. Something that'll be able to get my opponent regardless of what they do. And I think it's time to give them the vibe check. Oh! Well, I gotta always be threatening people. Why can't I threaten them with a good time? Chat, stop saying inappropriate things about this. Is a massage gun. It is for perfectly non-lewd reasons. Let's give chat a little massage, shall we? How's that feel, chat? That feel good? That is very weird feeling. Yeah. Joe, you can't torture chat. What? You're getting a massage! How could that be torture? It's supposed to feel good. Give Critter a massage. Listen to that baby purr. He likes that one. Sorry for those of you who came out for a Yu-Gi-Oh stream. This is now a Hardleg Joe messes around with a massage gun stream, which is much more interesting than this format. Yeah, this is where your Patreon money goes, by the way. To be fair, this wasn't that expensive. This was like the cheapest one. But, you know, if you like the fact that I can buy silly props for one-off bits... Did I just what? Now I have to include that duel! My opponent was sitting there like, fuck this shit. I'm getting the hell out of here. This shit is crazy. Well, again, massage gun, win. If you like the massage gun, join the Patreon. Link down in the description. That gets us up into Master 4, so, you know, yay us. Alright, slight change to the deck and to my attire. That other hat was giving me kind of a headache, or maybe it was using the massage gun on my head. Either way, I've replaced it with Old Reliable. Also, we've been facing a whole lot of Tenpai. I mean, it's only been 3 or 4 duels since we got into Master 4, but it's like, most of those have been against Tenpai. And the Fuelos really just doesn't do anything against it. We get like 1 draw in the battle phase, and that's not enough. So I cut it out, and I put in the Imperm instead. I think that'll be a little bit more useful, especially with how lucky we're getting. Maybe it'll pay off, maybe not. We have enough go second tools anyway. I think it's still worth playing Max C because that's the better of the two cards. And then just having a spell trap that we can maybe put behind these, maybe activate, should be good. This is 6.1, jumping back in. No, if I lose again, I lose a rank, please. I fought so hard to get here. Chain Shifter, thank you for 2 more gifted subs. More of you are evading at every moment. Alright, at least we got full combo. We've got no way to stop hand traps, though. And we're against my arch nemesis player. That seems to be more common these days. They've got something already. So it's gotta be Maxi or Fuelos, otherwise they wouldn't be able to do it, or it's furniture and this is lab. Yep, just Maxi. Why is this not banned? Yeah, we send off the Lurie. Ghost Ogre, okay. Down 1. Yeah, I think this is the play. We sanked behind this. We get a card. We get a monster out of the deck that lets us recover. And we try to play Magical Musket Control. If we can do this to survive a turn, we might be decent. Oh no. Math mech. Most likely. They can extend through everything. Cyber's Fiendsmith? Possible. Yep. We don't want them to get to the Fiendsmith, and that does possibly get them to it. Let's try it. Moon of the Closed Heavens. Yeah, our spell deals with sequence. It's just a matter of if they can clear all 3 of our Magical Musketeers before they get there. The Fiendsmith deals with 1. They can attack over 1 with Druis Worm. If they link that off, that's 3. Yeah, they can probably get all 3. Can I play through Desiree if they link everything off? Probably not, but I think this is the best chance. Now they just make Beatrice. Oh yeah, I keep thinking in terms of combos I can do. I forget that other people have better combos. Oh damn. I also didn't think about SP. Okay, they're not going for Beatrice, they're just going for Desiree. So they can get rid of 2, but I will still have 1 monster. Oh. Never mind. They have another Light Fiend in hand. Or not. They got some way to revive. I guess you can revive Desiree with this. Oh, and then you've got... Ah! Why are you playing Fusion Destiny in this? Dumb, stupid. Just in time, buddy. Just in time. Oof. Unfortunate. And there goes our rank. And our win streak at this. Alright, folks. Well, we got knocked back down into Master 5. Just 4 losses in a row, and it's just really unfortunate. Usually, when something like this happens, I wanna look back at my duels, try to figure out what went wrong, try to see if I can change up my deck building a lot. But those 4 duels were all just like bad luck. There was the one where we drew 3 of a kind, and then Harpy's Feather Duster. There was one where we got Drolled. There was one where we got Maxi into Retaliating C, and we got Maxi again. We're just getting hit with a whole bunch of Maxi. I think the one was Fuelos. So we're taking out the Harpy's Feather Duster. We haven't run into stun all day, and we did have one time where we got hit by this, and we had Cross Out Designator. So, you know, being able to cross out this is good. It essentially works as a 3rd copy of Maxi, so if we lose the coin toss against meta, hopefully that'll be a little bit more useful. Otherwise, I don't really know. This is one of those days where it's like, yeah, after that, I almost just want to quit, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna try. This is 6.2. Let's see if we can rank up again. Alright, Chad, here we are on the final stream, and we're gonna massage out whatever kinks we had left in this, okay. And you know what, we're just gonna turn this off. I got quite a few comments last time, people telling me, Joe, this gun is too lewd. You can't use something like this. I know it's an innocent massage gun, but people are gonna get the wrong idea. And you know what, they're right. That's not the kind of person I am. You know, guns are fine, massaging, not so much. So I've got one final gun to round off the stream. The caulking gun. It's time for our opponents to taste caulk, which is not lewd in any way, it's hardware, shut up! So, yeah, we got the caulking gun, and as for the deck we're playing, it's the same thing. I spent some time in between the two duels trying to find another build. I actually built and spent a whole lot of time testing this Gunsmith Unchained that has a bigger Unchained engine. I had some of the old cards, and like, there's a little bit of synergy. Basically, you just open up another 2-card combo because either of your Musketeers plus Abomination's Prison lets you do the full combo that you normally do, but it doesn't really improve anything. It has the exact same end board that we get off of the regular Fiendsmith, and it doesn't really help us go second. It doesn't add any more hand traps. I just don't think it's very worth it. The only real tool it has that's different from everything else is that we have, like, Escape from the Unchained, which is occasionally good. It's kind of like an Icarus attack. And we have this, which works specifically against Tenpai. So I guess if we run into a whole bunch of Tenpai, I'll bring this version in and we can try it. But I honestly don't even think it's worth it. I think it's best to just go as hard as we can with the best working version of the deck, run back the Azamina, maybe we'll remove some stuff, add in a couple more hand traps or something, but we're gonna try this out and see if we can get our caulk into some crevices and glue ourselves into Master 1. Why do you watch this content? Alright. First duel of the day, and we're going first. We're not just ready, chat. We're ready, Freddy. This is full combo, and we've got so many ways to stop it, as long as they don't have exactly like Nibiru. So, we Musket. We Sanctin. We're gonna show them the sanctity of this marriage. Let's go and get a search. Let's go for Last Stand. Now we have something to stop the imperm. And then we're going to go to Max. We're going to go into Requiem. What do you think they have, chat? Could be anything. Okay, so if they have Max C, they probably would have already used it by now. We have to give up one of these. This stops almost anything. This stops the imperm. Ash only stops the hand traps that they haven't used yet. So I think we Diabell Star and we pitch the Ash Blossom. Diabell Star can send Requiem. Yeah, but we want to make Requiem while keeping Max on the field so that if they try to imperm the Requiem, we can last stand it. And I think they realized they were never going to run into a good time to use their shit, so they have scooped. A good sign for the first game. Sorry, not Requiem, the sequence. That's what I was talking about. We wanted to make our way into the sequence, the Link 2, while retaining Max on the field. It's one of those things I learned you can do if you have another extender, the Diabell Star. And because Diabell Star searches the Azamina package, instead what you can do is that even though we gave up that Ash, we would be able to send the sequence after it fusion summoned for the Azamina stuff, and then get another negate on board. So we would have had full combo plus extra. Winning again, getting all the coin toss, winning again, getting all the coin toss, winning again. Ha! No, why? Yeah, I think this is a brick. We could do this just to get, like, a counter. Yeah, I think that's what we have to do. To be fair, maybe this will bait something out. So we cross out Designator. We're gonna call the Charmy. No response. And then that triggers this. And we get... I think this is the most useful against the most situations. And then we'll set. And that's all we can do. I do count this as a jam, though. Move our jams up to 17. Yeah. Pop. And let's just get this in case they try to bring it back. Yeah, that's exactly what we grabbed this for. Just like we wrote it up, chat. Now we just hope they don't have any extenders. Or if they do, they die to ash. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, baby! So now we can Sanct. Solemn Judgment. Alright. That does negate the activation, so we don't get anything off of this. But we can make Max. Another one. Alright. Normal summon Caspar. Make Fiendsmith Requiem. If they don't have Ash here, we just won, and I think we just won. See, you know, that's what I like to see. It's times like that where it's like we may have bricked, but the magical musket engine can preserve under certain circumstances against certain decks. Alright, well I've got every extender and no interruption, so... Oh, they're letting me go first. Hold up. Okay. Casper. We about to be friendly up in this ghost. Sinful. Maxi. I'm sorry, little one. That won't be enough today. I'm smoking Joe, the rude boy. Caspar. Let's get, I think we get Last Stand, right? Yeah. Discard the Engraver. We're gonna get the Tract. We're gonna Sanct. Then we're gonna use this. Get the Hollowed Azamina. Activate. And we're gonna get the Yugioh. We're extending, boys. Give me my sinful spoils. We're gonna get all sinful up in here. Requiem. We get that Lurie back that we sent. Then we're gonna make Requiem. Requiem gets the other Engraver out of the deck. We use both of these to get Yama. Oh, I can't. Oh, yeah. That's why we have the Beat Cop. Beat Cop goes away. Now we can bring back this by shuffling back the Lurie. Use the Beat Cop and this to make Yama, because they're both fiends. And we're doing all this with Imperm protection. Not that they necessarily have it, but I like the fact that this deck can do something like that. Yeah, now we hollowed Azamina. We shuffle this back to get this. We activate Hollowed. We chain Wanted. So the Wanted gets us the Diabell Star, and then this summons the Negate by using this as material. So now we have the Negate on board, which means we can link away the Max without worrying about Imperm, because we found another way to ensure from Imperm. And Nibiru and anything else, really. Then we can Sharvara, pop this, go Sharvara, Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. That'll be a surprise tool we use later. So we add this back. Yama brings back the Caspar. So our Musket engine is on. We don't destroy. Wanted. Yeah. Draw a card. Another one. That's like the worst draw we could have gotten. Fusion. Lacrima brings back the Musketeer again. Now that we've got these two, we can make Sequence. Do we want to shuffle something back? No, we just want to activate Sharvara. So Vara sets that. Then we Sequence. Fusion summon the Desiree. We use the effect, set another one of these for next turn. Then we... Oh, I can't use this. Okay, I could make an SP, but I kind of want to be able to make the SP with the dog and banish something, so we're just going to equip this. But this is about as close to full combo as we could get, chat. This is like maximum full combo. If there was another Link 2 I had in here that was worth making with these two, or I guess it could be a Link 3. And we're just going to do this now. We're going to get the Soul of Rage. That's going to trigger this. And we're going to get Desperado. So negate, 2 negates, stealing a monster, pop a monster, negate a spell trap. And when we steal the monster, that's full combo. That's the fullest combo we could possibly go. Why are they... No one wants to duel me, chat! I am too strong for this world! What's the quote from Undertale? But no one came. It's lonely at the top. What can I don't think I've ever seen this message before. Alright, chat, we're nearing the end of this stream, and unfortunately, things just haven't been doing good. I mean, we were able to find more duels. The not being able to find an opponent only lasted a couple minutes, but the opponents we've gotten since then, just not been fun. It's been like, we activate Ash and they surrender, or we build a full board and they surrender, or we get max seed, we get completely locked out of the game with floodgates and stuff like that. There's just really not a whole lot we can do. I'm trying one more desperate attempt in here, namely, we're adding these Cosmic Cyclones to deal with all the floodgates. I think this might be good. It's also not terrible into like a Snake Eye board because they put a bunch of monsters in the back row and banishing them is powerful. They can also trigger the Musketeers. But the problem, of course, is that like first turn, you really don't want to get any Musketeer except for Starfire and maybe Caspar. And then after that, top decking any Musketeer is awesome. And of course, then we've got all the spell traps, which are like kind of garnets. We've got garnets for the Unchained engine. Deception is kind of a garnet after the first turn, but you really want it first turn because it does everything for you. And maybe we could replace that with like, what's her name? Dia Bellstar, because she searches that, but she needs to send a monster. And if all we have is like one Musketeer, we'd rather have that. Granted, we could send it. I don't know, there's just so many options, and it's one of those things where, unfortunately, compared to a lot of other Snake Eye decks, we just don't have the one-card combos. Everything we want to do can be really powerful, but we have to get 2 cards. We're jamming much more than I thought. But we're going to try this, we're going to ride out the rest of the stream. Maybe we can get up into Master 4 or 3 at least. We'll see. Only through the power of Caulk will we be able to tell. So, not the full combo, but they're down like 3 cards. Equipping that does nothing because it's in defense mode. Maybe I should have put it in attack. Yeah. We're pretty good. We're in a decent position. Feather Duster, unfortunate. Guess we just activate this now. Get ourselves a token. Free token. Free doggo. I always want to get the counter trap because that's often the most impactful. 60 card, it's probably branded, so I'm gonna assume that the counter trap's what we need. If all 3 of these are monsters and I end up being proven very wrong, then we'll see. Okay, Fiendsmith. They're on tracked. Yeah, go ahead. Send Lurie. Lurie gets special summoned. I think if we want to cut them off as much material as possible, we do this now. We link off with their Lurie. We make SP. And then SP banish the Fiendsmith out of their graveyard. Beaver! Yeah. We just do this now. Don't let them have 2/2s on board. The Angler. They got another one in hand. Shit, you guys! Yeah, I should have gotten the Cross Dominator. I just assumed they were on branded. Silhouette Rabbit. Okay, but this comes back. And I do get my Knight. So we're not completely out of the woods. Okay, activate this. Activate the effect. Get the Fabled Azamina. I didn't think I'd get this far. There we go. Azaroon. Now we banish the carrot. We can't banish the carrot. I always forget this gets targeting protection too. The rabbit, whatever. That's what I meant. Carrot, rabbit. Yep, that was a big blunder on my part. I thought I could stop them from doing that. We get Caspar. Send this. Summon Caspar. Smashers. No, no, no! Did you forget the last card in hand? I'm on my last stand, baby! Activate this. Grab Desperado. Activate Desperado. Blow up the Azaroon. Summon Max. Get 3 guys. Summon back the Fiendsmith. Expertly navigated. Alright, well, I think this is about as strong of an end board as I could possibly make. I said that before, but this is really the strongest end board I can make. You must choose High King or Desiree. What about both? What about both plus the normal, like, Musketeer stuff plus Maxi? I am sorry, Yellowheart. This is just the format at the moment. Granted, they let me go first, so maybe I get hit by Sphere Mode. Oh! Yeah. We negate that, and I'll activate this too. We bring out Blue Dog. They tried to move me into the back rows. I said no's. Time for me to make my last stand. Oh, Fire Kings. Oh no, it's Diabellstar. Yeah, sure. I'll allow it. Someone told me to, like, let him do it and then that into SP. Nah. I think this is better. Because it gives me a chance to use this, which I might not necessarily be able to use both. And I can deal burn damage. Yeah, I'm going to allow that. I'm still worried the last card in hand is like triple tack. Ooh, that must have been the 6th card. Yeah, we'll do this. Ooh, faced. They already had it. Unfortunately, I had the last stand. Yeah, I'm not sure what you do, again, unless you have, like, Sphere Mode or Dark Ruler no more. I don't know how you beat a board like this. But at least we got to show off, you know. I'm starting to think we probably won't be able to get into Master. It really is ridiculous that, like, you can build a board like this and, like, yeah, it's not good enough. Although, well, I guess it's good enough when you build it. It's just getting to that point with all the floodgates and nonsense running around. Decks that can do this, but even more. Oh yeah! While I was offline playing the Duelist Cup to get some gems, I passed the 19th Proficiency exam. I'm on the final one. If you don't remember, we were just trying to beat the practical thing, which is to special summon 30 tokens. Thank you, Fiendsmith Sanct, for letting me summon tokens over and over and over again. We finally got there. So now we're on the final one. What's the practical exam? Compete in 50 duels, chain link up to 4 in one duel, in a duel one time or more. So we gotta get a whole bunch of chain links. It'll probably take forever, and then we'll get the grade 20 thing or whatever. But the point is, it's time to take the 20th level test. Let's take a little break from all the Fiendsmith and answer some questions. Get to listen to the cool music. During the main phase, your opponent uses the effect of Psyframe Lord Omega, banishing it and Virtual World Nanyan from your hand. In that turn's battle phase, you return your banished teammate to the graveyard with QB. What happens during your opponent's next standby phase? It returns to its original location. Psyframe returns to its location in the field. It returns to your hand. Both cards return. I think just Omega returns to the field, but this stays on the where it's at. Yeah, there we go. I couldn't tell you why. In response to which of the following effects would it be impossible to activate the effect of Ash Blossom? Set a spell trap from the deck. It's impossible, yeah. Set from deck. Both players have 5 cards in their hand and 4 in decks. What will happen if you activate Card Destruction? Then they each draw the same number of cards. It'll end in a draw because you both deck out? Because it's discard, then draw. No, you have to draw the same number. Yeah, it can't be activated because you can't draw the same number. You will win the duel. The fuck? Which of the following effects is the effect activation timing on Effect Veiler? Your opponent's main phase. Question 5. Your opponent activates Vanquish Soul Raisin. You respond by activating Gamma. Your opponent responds by activating Borger from their hand, returning Raisin to their hand. When that happens, which of the following statements applies to Raisin? So this says when your opponent activates a monster effect while you control, special summon it, negate the activation, and destroy that monster. Yeah, so it's negated and it's destroyed. It just gets destroyed in the hand. It's negated but not destroyed. Okay, I thought it would be destroyed. You activate the effect of Relinquished Anima, targeting your opponent's fusion-summoned Mirror Jade. Your opponent responds by activating the effect of Mirror Jade, banishing Anima. What will happen? So, target one monster, equip that monster face up to this card. Yeah, so I believe if this is no longer on the field, you can't equip to it. So it just remains on the field as is. It is sent to the graveyard. You have 0 cards in hand, 2 left in deck, and you control Musawo. In this case, which of the following is true about the effect that states once per turn, if your opponent activates a spell trap or effect, you can draw until you have 3 cards in hand. Yeah, you cannot draw until you have 3 cards in hand, so you cannot activate it. I think. Okay, at least I know that one. Question 8. Which of the monster types does not fulfill the activation condition in the effect of Rindbroom that negates a monster effect? Ritual, because it's only monsters out of the extra deck. Did I get enough of them right? Did I? No, come on. Okay, we gotta learn some stuff together. Give me the answers. Card Destruction cannot be activated when you have fewer remaining cards in your deck than the number that would be drawn. Here. However, Card Destruction can be activated, since doing so reduces your hand to 4 cards. Activating Card Destruction. Oh! Yeah, I misread it. Both players have 5 cards and 4 in the deck, but if you activate it, then you can draw 4, and as long as at least one of you can do it, then it works. So you draw 4, your opponent draws 5. The activation is negated by Gamma. It's not destroyed because it is in a different location from where it activated. Huh. I did not know that mattered. And the effect of Anima resolves even if it's not on the field, but without an equipped target. The rules dictate that Ice Jade will go to the graveyard. It is not treated as having left the field because of an opponent's card, so the effect cannot activate. So it leaves because of game mechanics. Very weird indeed. Okay, let's try again. We got this time. We've learned so much. The only monster is Final Sigma in the extra monster zone. Which statement about your destructive Daruma Karma Cannon is true? It can be activated, and Sigma will send to the graveyard because it can't be flipped face down. Because if you don't know, while this is in the extra monster zone, it's unaffected by all card effects, I believe, right? Except for Math Mechs while it's in the extra monster zone, so it just goes to the graveyard. Daruma won't do anything because nothing will be... Oh, it's the only monster. Okay, yeah, I forgot about that. So, Daruma has to flip something face down, otherwise it won't resolve. So it just can't be activated. No, it can. Okay. I thought I just couldn't do it. It cannot be activated. We figured out this one. Yeah, Daruma's weird. It is sent to the graveyard, and its effect cannot be activated. We learned that one. We're learning together, chat. Ritual. Your opponent controls 2 cards. You activate Polymerization using 2 on the field and 1 in your hand to fusion summon Guardian Chimera. If your opponent only controls 1 card when the fusion summon resolves, which is the right resolution? Draw cards equal to the number used, and if you do, destroy cards your opponent controls equal to the number of cards. So you draw first, and then you destroy. It has to be equal, so if you only have 1... the effect resolution concludes with you drawing 1 card. You can't activate Chimera? No, it's draw and if you do, so you try to go as far as you can. In response to Ash Blossom, set a spell trap from the deck. Supreme King Zark has been special summoned from the extra deck by Soul of the Supreme King. Activates its effects to destroy all cards. You respond by activating Book of Moon. This is actually a funny known reaction. Because this negates its effect, but if you flip it face down, then its effect is no longer negated. So the effect activates and is applied. And finally, if you control Gandora and no other cards, and your opponent controls IP and 2 non-tokens with different card names and no other cards, your opponent activates IP and link summons Appaloosa using IP and their other 2 monsters. This turn, what is the maximum number of times that Gandora can activate the effect that says you can pay half your life points, destroy as many other cards on the field, and if you do, banish them? 3? Because it'll have 3 negates. Any number of times. I thought it was how many times, that too much text, that didn't count. How many do I gotta get right? Oh, I gotta answer all of them right? Okay, we'll be back. We'll be back when I finish. Any number of times. Which of the following, your opponent's main phase? Okay, did I get it? Did I finally get it? Okay, jeez. Trying to trick me with stuff. Doing all sorts of things. Alright, well we got it, and we're almost at the end. Let's get a couple more duels, see if we can get something in there. I thought that would make me feel better. It almost did, but it didn't. We can print out a screenshot, pretend it's a diploma. Have it framed and hang it on the fridge. Well, this is a hand. No. 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 Pass. Thank you. I'll take one magical musket, please. Appreciate it. Let's musket. Let's use this. And let's just call Ash, shall we? Royal. Get me a thing. What are you gonna do? Imperm me? You don't got imperm. You don't got shit about fuck. Max. Max, grab me a special. I think I'm gonna get this one. And then we go into the coffin. And then we go into Mr. Smith. Calling Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, could you come to the field, please? My opponent didn't want to see Mr. Smith. That was, you know, when they loaded in there, I was like, oh, so I'm just screwed then. I have no starters, I just have all hand traps. I was just hoping that if I activated all the hand traps, they would just give up. But everything worked out better than expected, chat. You know, sometimes things don't seem that way, but they do. And it's the same combo you've seen a million times before. I don't need to narrate what I'm doing, do I, chat? You know about Yama? Yama grab red dog? Fiendsmith is like, is that... Mr. Smith is like, is that the famous Mr. Yama? I've always loved to meet you. Max, get my back. Go watch from up there. He's like, okay, boss. And then Mr. Smith and Yama, you know, they have some fun. They start having some drinks. Then you gotta fade to black, you know, they start getting too close. You can't show that on TV. They just hide out in the graveyard. And it just zooms out to their dog. Their dog's just sitting there like, I wonder what's going on in that tent. And then, pow! Red dog blows it up. And then Mr. Yama's like, no, my pupper! And he's so distraught he has to leave. And the pupper is like, Mr. Smith, you've got to help everyone out. So the pupper, he grabs Mr. Smith, and Mr. Smith goes up to heaven to try to help the dog. He's like, don't worry, puppy, I will find a way to help you. And then Casper comes back. He's like, what the fuck is going on? When did all this dog shit happen? Destroy a card? No. And then because we have tracked, we have to use tracked here. We use tracked and we just get like you and one of you. And then basically, while Engraver was up in heaven, he found like a god gun, and then he possessed Casper. He came back to life as this ghost, and he killed Casper. But then he's like, come back, I want to kill you again. And Casper was like, oh shit, oh fuck, what am I gonna do about that? But then before he could, the red dog attacked him too. And so they start wrestling on the ground, and this demon rises up, and he's like, I'm the one responsible for everything. And Red Dog's like, I feel so much shame. I will use my last bit of things to find a way to to get a magic chain that can bring the blue dog back from hell. And then the demon is like, it's too late, fiend. I will go ahead and mix everyone's dead souls to make punk rock Mr. Smith. Dun 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 dun. And you're like, oh no, his jams are so fucking groovy. How are you gonna deal with that? And then out of nowhere, Dia Bellstar off the top turnbuckle, and she's like, get that fucking shit out of here. I got witch powers. I cast you back into the far realms of Avalon where you belong. And then she's like, 1 second, let me get my friend's deception. And they're like, deception? That sounds bad. That sounds like you're tricking stuff. And she's like, maybe. And then all the darkness consumes her. She just like goes to hell. It's pretty spooky. And they're like, oh, what fresh hell is this? Casper's already been revived a million times. The punk rocks guy is like, can I play my song yet? And the shield is like, no, not yet. 1 second. I gotta banish the darkness and get a big mushroom demon. And you're like, okay, I can wait. So then the mushroom demon comes out and it's all like, rawr. And then the spirit from the graveyard is like, I'm gonna attach to the punk rock guy, he'll be able to take care of me. And then they lived happily ever after. And that's the story of the Fiendsmith combo. Thank you, thank you. But wait, the story's not done yet. Suddenly, from out of nowhere, the chains of hell activate. The blue dog is coming back. He's running from so far. He's like Stelios Kontos in his prime. And my opponent's like, fuck, I thought the story was over. Get me the hell out of here. I am maybe up a little too late. Chat's telling me to go to bed. Perhaps that might be a good idea. I wanted to get into Master 4, but I'm a sleepy Joe. What can I say? And with that, ladies and non-ladies, we've reached the conclusion of this episode. In the end, I was only able to make it to Master 4, which is more than a bit disappointing. Every time I break out the meta engines, it feels like Master 1 should be easy. But as I've learned time and time again, meta decks are not as broken as they seem from the outside. Playing Tier 1 may give you a big enough advantage to plow through gold and platinum, but once you're in the top tiers, it's all mirror matches and anti-meta, meaning any advantage your deck gives you is gone. At that point, winning is all up to skill, perseverance, luck, and whatever tech cards you choose. And in all 4 categories, I failed pretty hard this month. My tech slot was mostly taken up by Magical Muskets, which are fun and interesting, but they're a deck of 2-card combos and a game of 1-card combos. And plus you have to play like 5 garnets, so, you know. Because my tech cards weren't very good, I was much more reliant on luck to win games. And my luck this month was pretty terrible. And because my deck was luck dependent, I didn't really want to play the game very much, at least not off stream. And because I didn't play as much, I didn't become as skillful as my opponents, so really just a cascading set of failures stemming from the fact that Magical Muskets are just not the best build of Fiendsmith, even if they are really neat at times. That being said, I think I probably could have made it into Master 1, if I just had the willpower or more time to play duels. I mean, the deck is not terrible by any means, it's just less powerful than most of the other meta options. And I personally didn't like grinding duels in this format. Maybe if they banned Maxi, but you know, that's a topic I've already covered at length. Anyway, now that it's both the end of the month and the end of the episode, let's take a moment to look back over our statistics for March 2025. I ended up playing 131 duels with Magical Muskets and made it as high as Master 4. We won 66 of those duels and lost 65, which gives this deck an overall win rate of 50%. Our guns jammed at least 19 times in all of that, which gives us a brick rate of 14%, which is not terrible, but higher than you'll want. I went through 6.5 builds this month before ending on the Azamina build behind me, which has 11 common cards, 16 super rare cards, and 30 ultra rare cards. I spent 9,000 gems on this month's deck, which would cost about $134 if you bought them all at the store at the standard price. Finally, all of this would not have been possible without 416 awesome patrons who help support the channel. 29 of those patrons donated $25 or more this month, so I'd like to take a moment to thank them personally. Their names are Davon Crushin, Cat Monarch, Shadow 1317, Uber Super Sloth, Chris W, Ya Boy Slurp, Barbarians Are Us, Boo Hoo Bundy, Clockswork, Default Titan 97, Dancing Joker, Dude Blade X, Emperor Lelouch, Giorgiano XG, Guy Nathaniel, the Agron Overlord, Hambone, In-Game Magnus, it's Katsu, JJ Squirtle, Koro, LK Sun, Matt, MBT Yugioh, Nathan, Sanguine Strawberry, Shamadam, Tengen Toppin Bob Ross, Viscount Billy Esquire, and Wildcard Jr. Patu. If you'd like to join them, there's a Patreon link down in the description. Just $1 gets you on my Discord, $25 gets your name in the credits, and for $10, you can get a special roll that lets you pick what deck I play next, or at least vote on it. Speaking of which, next time on Ladder Climb, we'll be channeling Kaiba as we try to climb the ladder with blue eyes. If you'd like to see me attempt this in real time, you can follow me over at twitch.tv/Hardleg Gaming, where I stream most of my duels. Otherwise, until next time, good luck and have fun.